All right. I believe we are now live, which is awesome. I've been so excited all day long. Like I got butterflies in my stomach. But yes, welcome to my BrigadeCon game, Mutant Future, the Bike Axes of the Dawn, which should be an interesting mix of genres, post-apocalyptic, people with motorized bicycles, explosives, guns, weird mutations, radiation, with that old school vibe. So if we want to just start, how about we do some introductions? We'll just go like down the line there. So Dave, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hey everybody, my name is Dave and I have the channel Mornblade Gaming, and tonight I'm going to be playing a replicant named G479E. He's nicknamed Guffaw, and the reason is that he tries to live a happy life. They live a short life, so what better way to do it as happy as possible? He came from the Castro Vat Farm in Pod G, Section 4, Pole 79. And since then, he's been living with the group that he has and needs to rescue these children. Not his children, but without children in the world, what do we have?
Awesome. All right, Ned, would you care to introduce yourself and your character?
Sure, I'm Ned, and I'm playing Food Up Kuto. I'm a pure human, and I have lots of cool stuff. And I actually had a question. I have Nuke O Colas. Is that just a brand name, or does that have any special significance?
I will let you have narrative freedom with whatever you think that is, because it's not from the Mutant Future book. But yeah, so it could be full of radiation. Whatever you want to go with it, man. I'm cool with that. If
Okay,
you pop
well,
open a Nuco Cola, we'll just roll with it. So
okay, yeah, Nuco Cola is his favorite beverage. It was recalled due to accidents that would happen to people who drink it. But being a pure strain human, his DNA seems to be immune to its effects, so he loves drinking the stuff.
awesome. All right, Ash, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Yep. Hello. I'm playing a synthetic B160L. Let's see. He was decommissioned before the fallout, and he was a military personnel, but his model is about 20 years out of date, and his memory's been erased. So now he's just kind of wandering aimlessly, still in service to mankind, but not really sure how or why. And he's been enlisted in this mission, I guess. So synthetics are highly advanced androids, although they're wholly inorganic. They have many functions that mimic biological processes. Most of his biological features have worn away and been blasted off over the time, so he's just got mainly his skeleton there, but he's still got his facial features as well. And yeah, that's about it, really.
Okay. Next up is Jaren. Introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I'm Jevin D&D from Power Up Gamers. Tonight I'll be playing Lock Gideon, and a mutant human who was caught in a radiation blast. And rather than seeing his child suffer with the same sickness, he killed him. And to kind of make amends, he's got undertaken this mission to save other children.
Wow, nice and grim. I like that a lot. Okay, that's all the characters. I said we're playing Mutant Future, sort of an old school Renaissance, sort of like Gamma World. Just for all the players' sake, feel free to throw in details of the world. It's kind of fuzzy around the edges, so if you want to mention something that's in the setting, as soon as you mention it, it's in the setting. So feel free to have fun with that. I'm just going to do the blurb. The dying world is not quite dead yet. gangs of humanity are still clinging on to dear life and fighting to defend what they have from other gangs. So society's kind of starting to reorganize itself into gangs. The group that your character belongs to is known as the Bike Axes of the Dawn, or just the Dawn for short. They have signature weapons welded together from the rusty, repurposed parts from old bicycles, and they also ride motorized bicycles. That's their thing. Very efficient. So your characters live just outside of a city called New Castro. It's one of the last remaining sort of town from the Mad Max series, but probably worse and just a little bit different. They sort of mine this giant heaping trash heap, things that people have thrown away from past civilizations, and that's that's one of their main exports, is the stuff they dig out of the trash. Your gang is still healing up from the last raid from one of the many rival gangs, the Bone Scribes. During the raid, you guys had a modified RV that was stolen, and inside of it were many of the children of your gang, children of other people that that you'd protect and help out with. Like, obviously the androids don't have their children, but if one of the like, for instance, if Ned's character or Jaren's character, well, Jaren said that he's just going for the sake of the children, but maybe Ned has a child out there. I'll let him decide there for his character. You have managed to mend your vehicles, bind your wounds, and fill up your gas tanks with the last remaining fuel that your gang possesses. So when that sucker runs out, your gas tank is empty, you have no other way other than pedaling your bike for locomotion. Now it's time to show the Bone Scribes. You know that the Bone Scribes have a base in New Castro. It's out in the waste somewhere. You're not exactly sure where that is. Currently, you're at your own headquarters, which is a little outside of New Castro. So you're probably all together. You're standing in sand. The wind is blowing from the direction of New Castro, and you can actually smell the city, the refuse, the sewage that sort of just like pulls up on the sides of the streets. Whenever the wind blows your direction, you definitely know where the source of that smell is coming from. So you're all standing together, dusty. There's a light cloud cover in the sky. It's probably about 95 degrees, and you're around your bikes. You've just put the last of the gas in the gas tank, and feel free to start.
All right. Well, I'll say I don't have a child of mine, but I definitely have a nephew in the RV, so
Okay,
that'll be
works.
my personal connection.
Hmm. We
95
have-
degrees, wind's picking up. Looks like we have to move soon. Are you gentlemen ready?
Josh, should we head towards the city?
Don't we have tire tracks that we can follow? Have we seen those?
There are still some tire tracks in the sand. That's correct, from the last raid. And they do not lead towards New Castro.
Hmm.
New Castro is east of you, and the tracks go sort of like a southeast direction.
Okay. Well, he gets his stop sign shield and kind of straightens it on his back and gets onto the seat of his bike and says, "I think we ride, folks." As he starts the lawnmower engine that's on his bike.
Luke takes a long puff on his cigarette and says, time to ride.
And
And he mounts his bike.
And starward drifts the stricken world.
All right. Yeah. Hoot Up is going to pull his gas mask on, start his motor up. So we'll follow the tire tracks.
So yeah, your engines have that high sort of sound to it. So there's just like it barks out every once in a while. Yes, you got your little revving thing on your right side of your handlebar there as you're giving it some gas. Some of you are burning some oil. Yeah, there's some black sort of smoke coming out of a few of your bikes. But yes, they've been thoroughly tested. These are the best bikes that your gang has. There's a few over there that were like torn apart for parts and put back together. So as far as the gang goes, who's like sort of staring off at you from their huts and their burned out cars that are piled up into shelters, they're all sort of cheering you on as you're revving your engines and throwing sand in the air with your back tires.
And as we're getting ready to leave, I'm going to pull up the hood that I wear and put on my goggles and then drape my covering over my mouth because there is sand and dirt flying around. Kind of hold my hand up in the air, like acknowledging the folks that are seeing us off, and I look back and sort of take the lead, sort of in the front.
Old Sally sort of marches up towards you. She's running. She's holding a cloth to her mouth, and at the last second she pulls it down, and you see her just destroyed mouth, and she's missing like 5 teeth, and there's just this like defiant glare in her eyes. You get them, you bring them back. You better bring them back. And she just starts she punches each of you like really hard in the shoulder. You don't come back if you don't bring them back. I'll kill you myself.
Okay, we're going.
Look at Sal and say, "No worries. If I don't come back with the kids, I'm dead." and he kind of lifts up on his bike, pops a wheelie, and rides towards the southwest.
And real quick, I just remembered this, but real quick, I whistle, and this old dog comes running up behind me, and he's D0G. Since I have a name like that, so should he. And he comes running up behind me, and as Sally comes up, I kind of grip her on the shoulder after she punches me in the arm, and I nod to my friend, say, "Yep, either we die or we bring him back." And I'm betting we'll be walking back with them.
As you're talking, she just sort of reaches up with both arms and just plants a big kiss on you. And she's like, she doesn't want to let you go, and she starts to like kiss like your neck.
So I'm being polite and I'm smiling like I normally would. We've got to go, Sally. We've got to go.
No.
Johnny's waiting for you inside the blockade.
Oh, Johnny! And she just starts running off back to her like this old beat up Cadillac. It's like flipped over and cracked in half. So the bikes just all start taking off.
And we're kind of making some noise. Is this like you said? It's kind of like a desert.
Yeah, it's sandy. There's like scrub brush, and it's pretty sparse with vegetation. It's lots of rocks, and has like a reddish tint to everything. Like you're driving your motorized bikes on Mars.
Okay. I make it a point to have my crossbow kind of hanging from my hip, just in case, and I'm also kind of scanning as I'm looking as we're riding the horizon.
All right, so you can kind of talk to each other over the high-pitched motors. You can still hear each other. It's probably a little muffled if you're wearing a gas mask or something, but we'll say that everybody can understand you. You're used to it by now, you know.
Okay, I say to Dave, G479E. I remember when I used to get all the attention when I was a new model. Not now, though. So we've been pretty much replaced by the replicants. Synthetics don't even get a look in with the women these days.
Well,
I remember those times. God, I'm
Just
so
kind
depressed.
of laugh at that. I think we've all been replaced for new models.
sometimes you tell yourself you have a choice, but you really don't have a choice. Just because there's alternatives doesn't mean they apply to us. We're all in this together.
Very true. I estimate it's about an hour's ride to where we're going, but we don't know where we're going. It's an hour's ride to the city, so.
To the city, and let's see if the tracks double back or not.
So you're following the trail. The sun's beating down on you. You're getting dust in your eyes. Even though you've probably tried to prevent that. You can feel like dust getting in the cracks of your skin and like your elbows and around your joints and around your waistband, your clothes. You're pretty much driving with just about everything you own on your person. You might have left a few things back with you, but there's a sort of free sense as you're sort of riding out in the middle of nowhere, even though there's probably danger ahead of you. You just look around and open air, open sky, wind in your face, and it's okay. How about you guys all roll a d20? You're gonna want to roll low, and
So
we'll
grab the shitty dice.
All right.
yeah, grab it. Let's see here. You're gonna want to roll underneath of intelligence. So
Okay.
your intelligence stat.
So I got an 11.
I rolled a 5, which is under.
Yeah. So just tell me if anyone is over. That's really what I want to know here.
Passed. Okay.
I am right at 11 on my
Okay,
intelligence.
okay, that's good then. How about you, Ned? You said you're low, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm under.
Yeah.
Ash, are you under?
Yeah, I rolled a 7 and
Okay,
intelligence
Jaren?
18. So.
I tied.
Okay, that's good. All right. It seems like the Bone Scribes have left a trap for you. It's sort of like a pit trap with spikes and like old metal gears and glass, and it's sort of like duct taped on the top there, sort of like lined with razor blades down the edge. And the ground just sort of drops out underneath of you right at the last second. But you're all able to sort of pop a wheelie, sort of lift it sideways. There's some sort of manner of way that you don't have that front tire of yours drop down like 6 feet and you're not impaled by the spikes. So, the ground is, there's lots of dust in the air as it sort of, the whole thing just drops out from under you and you all land on the other side. Some of you land sideways, some of you land on the back tire or the front tire. It's probably a little awkward. But yes, you've narrowly escaped an impalement death.
I've smashed one of my mirrors. Luckily, I've got 16 more on my Vespa. Damn, I can't get those easily. It's so difficult to find now.
Yeah, that Vespa model, they don't make them anymore.
I know, it's a piece of junk, isn't it?
So did we wreck the bikes or we just wiped out?
No, you've they're fine. They probably, I don't know. I heard some creaks and some rust got knocked off with the rough landing. And as you're sort of inspecting your equipment, you look down at the bottom of this pit, and there's this jack in the box that's sort of like waving back and forth. It's like dust covered, and it has this chunk of bone that's like jutting out of its face. And it just says "Die Pig Scum." Like it's engraved in the bone, which is sort of one of the telltale signs that the Bone Scribes are here. They like to carve people's bones.
All right, this is totally counterintuitive, but I want to climb down in the pit and go get it.
That's fine. It's actually, it's pretty easy now that the dirt has sort of settled on the edges. It's like a nice little incline. Your feet sink into the sand a little bit, but yeah, it's not a problem to go down there and grab hold.
I do have climbing equipment if it's necessary, but yeah, I'll gingerly head down there, and so I'm stepping around the the spikes and everything, and so I'm looking around. Is there anything else except the Jack in the Box that looks notable?
There's some footprints. They seem like they're pretty nice boots that the person was wearing down here. It's sort of like sunken into the sand. Some of the razor blades actually look pretty good. They're not really all rusty on the stakes that you would have been impaled by. And there's like semi-usable duct tape. It's probably still sticky. If you wanted to sort of reclaim some of the materials here, you got 5 giant stakes that look like they can be wiggled out of the ground.
All right, I'll take some stakes and a couple razors, and I'm gonna poke at the Jack in the Box with my bike axe, just to see if it blows up or does anything.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a dice. You hear a click noise, and you hear but nothing else happens.
Okay.
And everybody else hears that too.
You okay there?
It made a clicking noise. It's just a Jack in the Box with the bone in it, but other than that, nothing too weird.
Well, at least they have a sense of humor.
Quit playing with your toys. Let's go.
All right, let me grab the Jack in the Box.
Okay, as you grab it and pull it out of the ground, you see that it's attached to like this hose that goes into the loose sand.
Okay.
And you get a smell of gas.
Oh, nice. Let me leave the Jack in the Box and scramble out of the hole.
There's a shh noise that you hear behind you. It seems like you must have maybe torn it or loosened, something on the tube.
Get out of there!
You just see the little Jack in the Box like clown, just rocking back and forth.
All right, guys.
I throw my rope down to him and say, "You might want to get out of there."
You hear a clicking noise again.
Nothing to see here. Let's get out of here.
All right, probably when you get to the top of the the little pit that you're in, there's a giant eruption of explosions, flames, and you go flying forward on your face. Your back's warm. Everybody else's face is warm from the heat. You're seeing this giant engulfed like flame ball, just sort of like spirals up into the air like this mushroom cloud.
And I stand up and I just start laughing really loud. I'm like, wow, that was awesome.
Let's see here. Ash's character has the chunk of bone like impaled through its shoulder. It says "Die Pig Scum" right there.
Okay, that wasn't as awesome as I thought, but
Do I take damage?
No, you're fine. It went through one of those holes in your body. It just rested comfortably there.
Okay. No worries, guys. I disarmed the trap.
I could see that. You're quick. You do quick work. And actually, I think that bone is a good look on you.
All right. Shall we ride on?
Let's get out of here.
As you look up into the sky, that black, it's just like a calling card that, yep, someone was here. As you head off into the distance.
Oh.
There goes our cover.
Maybe they'll think we perished in that pit. Maybe that can work to our advantage.
Yeah, we could lie here and wait for them to check it out, play dead, and then get them. Actually, yeah, let's do a quick scan of the area, see if we see anyone.
All right, why don't you guys roll under intelligence again, see if anybody.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to put it in the comments.
Ooh, I did not get that.
The synthetic notices that there is, seems like there's a little mound of dirt, probably about 100 yards away, and it looks like there is someone who's sort of peeking over the top of it.
Over there. Bone scribes. Possibly, or worse. Oh, nice. Some good rolls here.
The Locke, that's Jaren's character, notices that he can just see like there's something in his hand. It doesn't look like a weapon. It just looks like there's some sort of device that the person over there is holding in their hand.
Locke mentioned this device. I said, careful, guys. He has something. Can't quite make it out what it is.
All right.
Is he offhand? How far is it away from us?
What did I say? 40 yards? Something like that. We'll just say it's 40 yards.
120 feet. Okay. What's the range on a light crossbow?
Oh, I'll look that up quick.
So,
let's see. Crossbow. Crossbow.
Long range is 240. So.
Oh yeah.
So I'd be at a -1, I think.
Actually, medium range is up to 160, so you'd be fine if you want to take a shot.
Yeah, well, sorry, Ned, I wasn't trying to cut you off. I'm going to just get down on the ground and just sort of sight it in and see if I can take a shot with my crossbow.
Okay. If you do that, I'll give you a +1 to the roll. So just tell me what you roll, and I'll look it up. Okay, so you're doing that. Ned, what's your character doing?
I'm drawing out my laser pistol in case his crossbow doesn't work.
Okay. Ash, anything for your character?
okay, I'm readying the one of my 2 energy grenades, which have a 30-yard blast radius. Is that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I can hit him from here though. But
Are you gonna start running towards the person?
I'll see how we
You're gonna have to get closer.
Yeah. I'll try and get closer if I can without getting destroyed.
All right. So the synthetic just takes off towards the person. All right, Jaren, what's your character doing?
Locke would pull out his trusty trident and holding it to the side of the bike, he would be going with this Atlantic.
Okay, so the bike takes off. The synthetics running beside him. Why don't you go ahead and make your shot there, Dave?
So I got 16 + 1, 17 to hit. So I lay down and I sight it in. I kind of slowly exhale as Ned from back at the compound taught me to do. My finger is kind of shaking because it's really the first time I've shot the crossbow in combat.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and roll your damage, because you're going to hit.
Twang it off. So, all right. And he's so excited that he jumps up and he says, "Woohoo!"
Nice shot.
All right.
And a 1 point of damage.
All right.
But I'm still hitting.
You hear a thunk over in the hillside. You see the arrow sort of just like, it looks like it hits off the top of his head. It takes you just see like a glint of metal. It looks like he dropped whatever he's holding in his hand. Meanwhile, the android is taken off. Does the android want to jump on Jaren's bike or something? Because it looks like he's heading right beside you.
It's quicker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Do I need to roll to jump?
No, just roll D20. Just try to get low.
Okay,
that's fine.
I rolled an 8.
Target.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So he makes it.
All right.
Just
okay. So Locke is, he's tearing through the sand, And the synth jumps on your back. You got your trident. Why don't you make me a roll to impale this guy with your trident as you're jousting him in the sand?
Oh, right.
Jousting
Okay.
on motorbikes.
So who's this with the trident? Is that me?
Oh, that's Jaren.
Okay, yeah, thought so.
All right. Okay, so the bike sort of rears up, making a wheelie, and he's riding right towards his target, but sadly it misses. He's off probably by about 4 feet. The tip of the trident must have bounced the wrong way off the handlebars at the last second. You see that there's this old man, and he has this weird device that has all kinds of lights blipping on it and flipping off and on. And immediately the synth notices that it's some sort of detonation device, some sort of trigger, but you don't think the explosion is going to happen right here. So you're there. So I'll let you do something. You have the grenade in your hand.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay. Okay. I say to Jaren.
To Locke.
Sorry, what's your character's name again? Jaren's name.
Locke.
I say to Locke because it's all ready to go. It's all primed up and ready. It's bleeping, and I say, "Shall I lob it? Shall I throw it? Or switch it off?" What do you think?
Locke says, "Toss it," and he
All
gets
right.
ready to veer the bike off to the side.
Okay, so I hurl that, and just D20, is it?
Mhm, yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Just give me a roll.
17. So that's a
That's plenty
grenade.
good. Yeah. So the bike, like I said, just nearly missed with the trident. It's bouncing. There's sand coming up around you. You have that black sort of that's burning oil from behind you, and you just lob the energy grenade right in this old man's, like, it sort of bounces right in front of him, smacks him up against the chin, lands in front of him, and roll some dice.
Okay, so it says 12d6 without a save. Okay. So basically, oh god, maths. Okay, 10, 15.
As
17,
soon
18.
as the grenade leaves his hand, Locke will rev the bike and do a U-turn and start heading back to the group.
Okay, how about you roll a d20 and try to get under
okay.
Jaren. Try to roll under your dex score.
Okay.
Just to see how well you
got a damage of about 40 something, by the way.
Okay.
Just so you know, it's 12.
Right.
20.
Yeah, somebody said in chat the holy hand grenade, definitely. Oh my god, there's a crater.
All right, looks like oh, nice. Okay. So Jared, I want you to describe how you definitely avoid getting obliterated by energy.
Locke would do U-turn, rev the bike. I can start riding off, and seeing the blast coming, he knows he's not gonna outrun it. He just pushes is down on the ground out and just sends the whole thing into a big leap. And right as they land rather roughly, the blast catches the back of the bike, sending them into a tailspin and skid it probably 10 feet before Locke can light the bike up and continue heading back to the group.
You've never seen driving quite like that, Mr. Synthetic. You don't know how you're still there. You think you probably should be missing a limb or missing some more of your flesh, your fake flesh, on your rib cage, your metal understructure. Right? So you guys, you see this just enormous, like everyone who's standing back, just this enormous show of light, just weird colors of purple and orange and green and various rays come out of this sort of area. And as well, looks like there's like 4 different close areas that are near you. It looks like if you would have kept driving, he probably would have hit the button and blown you up. So there's this giant crater in the path that you would have kept going on had you not stopped here and admired the Jack in the Box. But yeah, the man is no more. The device that he would have used is no more. There's just this giant crackling, energetic. You just see like crackling energy all around this crater out where he was.
Target report. A hit. Nice work. That was close.
Beautiful.
Little too close, and he looks down at his trident, and that's all dented up. Says, well, I should have brought a spear.
You don't think that was too much? Oh well, it took care of him.
Yeah, Gaffa comes riding up, and he's just smiling from ear to ear, and he's like, "That was awesome! Locke really had it locked down on the bike. I'm just saying that was beautiful."
Well, you know, my pa did teach me a few tricks.
Off in the distance, it seems like a storm is brewing. You can kind of see some dark streaks, and it's sort of like curling under itself as it's moving its way towards you and from the horizon. You think that, you probably estimate within. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Ash.
Warning: incoming storm. Just a status update. Sorry, he can't stop these automatic updates that are in his programming. They just sort of blurt out now and then. Old technology.
Is the storm in the direction we're traveling, or is it behind us?
It's heading from the direction you're heading towards. So it's coming towards you if you continue to move forward. But it's a large storm. You think it's going to blanket the entire area? Probably, like you said, 30 minutes.
Locke would smile, thinking back to her childhood when him and his father would sit out in the desert and watch these storms, and then kind of frown. We need to move fast. His were all skeletons. It kind of looks at the synthetic, says, and you'll be even and less of a skeleton.
Yeah.
Does it seem like there's any?
We need to find shelter.
Yeah. Does it seem like there's any shelter around, or is it pretty much flat?
It's mostly flat. It looks like there's some scrub trees that are off in the. You think probably about maybe a 10-minute ride. Little area there where they're sort of thick and gnarled, and a lot of the trees are laying over. You think you can get some shelter there. It's probably the closest thing that you can see, though. Otherwise, it's just wide open spaces.
Well, there's a crater back there. We had some sort of tarp.
Yeah, I do have a shovel. We could try to dig in.
Locke thinks for a minute. It says, let's head to that scrub. We can always dig in there.
That's a good point.
All right, Locke, I trust your post-apocalyptic survivor skills, so let's ride on over.
All right, as you're discussing things about where you're going to go and how you're going to survive the storm, weird things start to happen. Locke starts to grow claws out of the ends of his fingers. They're black and cracked, and they have like this red sort of glow from the veins that you can see through like the translucent outer shell. They don't look really healthy. And Ash starts to form a head from the center of the chest. It seems to like the little nanites in his structure have started to form parts in different shapes, and you just see this sort of like bizarre half head with a moving mouth that just comes right out of his chest. It looks healthier and prettier than your face. It actually looks like it was just created. You know, it's got that new synthetic smell to it.
Wow.
Dave, your character, starts to grow these stalks out of its neck. His neck, and they have these like bulbous, leaking, sort of slimy eyes that they have like a sort of a brownish green tint to them. And they sort of blink and look around, and in your mind, you can just see all around you now as the stalks twist and sort of move of their own volition. It's sort of like whipping back and forth and just throwing some of that mucus and slime as they blink. You're getting some slime on some of the people that you're standing next to.
And I'm laughing, actually, and I'm like, spider goats! In exclamation.
All right, and Ned, your character. Why don't you roll 1d6? Tell me what you get.
All right.
Find your character sheet here.
A 4.
2, 3, 4. Okay, so your intelligence will go up 4. So you just feel this like just this shot of like strange thoughts and just you remember back to when you were an infant in the crib. You just have all this just washing of information, sort of like dredging up from the deeps within yourself. It sort of like flashes in your eyes as if someone's like flipping a deck of cards just so quickly over and over again with all this information that's pouring into you from some strange source.
Gentlemen, it appears something strange is happening.
Locke looks down at his hand and says, "Not again. It cost me a year's pay last time to remove the tail. And I still hurt when I sit too long."
And Gaffa's actually, with his head, he's inspecting the claws, trying to get a good look at him, but his stalks are actually looking at Locke, or actually not Locke, Ned's character, and then also Ash's character, just trying to inspect to see what they got.
Yeah, this can't be happening. Is this a hallucination?
You're all dog.
Programming. I thought my programming was against mutations. How is this happening? Get it off me.
D0G.
Yeah, 0G vomits out a puppy that looks like it is inside out, and it starts to just.
So I'm gonna kneel down and start kind of trying to pet the dog because wonderment,
You're getting like blood and like viscera all over your hands as you do that. He starts licking your hand, but it's like the tongue is inside out.
I'll toss him a piece of ration.
Awesome.
Thinks for a moment, says, "Well, I don't know why it's happening to you all, but ever since I got caught in that radiation blast, things like this pop up from time to time."
This is like a boon, though. I mean, granted, it's a little awkward for the android, but
yeah. Okay, Tim, I try and converse with the head that's come out of my chest and say, "Do you speak the common tongue?" I try a few languages and see if I can get some communication going.
Of course
Can
you
you understand
jackass.
me?
What's wrong with you? Think I'm stupid?
Who are you?
How rude.
What are you doing here?
Well,
What are you doing here? Who are you?
well, you made me, right? Aren't you my god?
Just a moment. Yes, it appears I am.
You must be a bit slow. It took you a while to respond.
Yeah, it's the memory banks. They're not what they used to be.
God, why couldn't I have been attached to that person over there? Why I gotta be attached to you? This is awful.
Hold on a minute. I get my spear out and slice off at the neck.
Whoa, no, don't do it!
Why not? Get off of me! What do you want from me?
The head sort of rolls over on the ground. You'll start to see like little motorized limbs that move over to your bike, and then they sort of grab. The head grafts itself onto your bike engine. Not gonna get rid of me that easy.
Get away from that. That's a collector's item.
This is my bike now.
Can I inspect the head?
Why are you looking at me funny?
You're welcome to. He's all yours.
To you? Why don't you come over here, sweet stuff?
Oh, you little bastard. Oh, sorry.
Well, aren't you the picky sort, huh? That takes balls being choosy at a time like this.
But yeah, Ned, you can inspect the head. Is there anything you're looking for in particular?
I guess with this newfound knowledge, if I can kind of decipher the tech on it and try to figure out why it's just sprung forward, and
you have a feeling that there must have been some sort of like age-old program that the synthetic forgot about that was dormant in his system, and for some reason maybe the energy explosion knocked that loose or set off the programs, and the little nanites decided that the synthetic needed a new head. So
okay. All right, gentlemen. Well, should we head for the trees and maybe just discuss these new issues over there while the storm wait for the storm to pass?
Ark looks back on the synthetics. And his head says, "Get on your own bike. There's not room for 3 here."
Man, you guys talk a lot. Shouldn't you be riding or something?
Get off my bike.
This is my body now. You didn't like me anymore, so this is my body.
And by yes, he says that at Lock revs up his bike and goes flying and spit it sand right in the skull's face.
How rude.
What can you tell us about the Bone Scribe's head? What do you know?
I don't know, Jack.
Well, I don't know Jack either, but
Do you know Jim?
what about Ned?
Yeah, you're real funny. Ha ha ha.
Oh.
Hey, you don't need to get all angry and anything. Don't lose your head. All right.
Ooh.
Oh.
How old is this bike? It looks like it's about 4 centuries old.
It's
damn.
1967, you little so-and-so.
Locke yells back over his shoulder, "It's younger than you, Skull."
Look, would you mind getting off the motorcycle, please? We've got a storm coming. We
You did say please, so I'll give you that. At least you're polite, even though you look like Sin. All right, yeah, sure. It's all yours, buddy. And you'll see the little robotic legs start like detach itself and start walking over towards like the remains of that the little Jack in the Box, and he sort of grafts himself onto the pieces. And you just see like it's kind of like a hermit shell, for like a hermit crab. And he sort of like crawls inside of the Jack in the Box and sort of props itself up on the weird legs. And you just hear the echoing sound of his voice, like, I'm heading this way. You guys can go die.
It reminds me of a motion picture I saw once before the end times, an animated thing. I can't remember the name of it, but that was freaky.
You're freaky.
That was messed up. Come on, this storm's getting worse.
Okay. So I start snapping towards the dogs, and I get on my bike and start heading out towards the cover.
Your old dog will pick up the young dog, and there's like blood all over its mouth now as it's holding the scruff of its inside-out neck.
Right. That's. If I weren't always in wonderment of things, I would think that's gross.
All right, so you guys head off towards that bunch of scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the trees are sort of gnarled and twisted, and the trunks are very thick and stunted, but there is a lot of roots that sort of crawl out of the sand and head back down under it. You think if you do a little bit of digging, you can make some crude shelter. Off in the distance, you can see the energy strikes coming fast and furious out of the storm. You see birds and animals are starting to run away from the storm. So you're seeing like mutated mice sort of dragging the back half of their legs and sort of crawling through the sand away from it. You see these like jumping horses. They have these large, like strong back legs, and their faces are split in the middle. They're sort of like drooling all over themselves, and they're just sort of hopping in the distance away from the storm.
All right, let's dig in. Guess we can tie down if we need to.
Yeah. How are we for dried food? Sorry, go on.
As soon as Locke he hops off his bike, starts using the trident to chop away at some of these roots and using it almost like a pitchfork to kind of try to dig out shelter.
Okay, as soon as you hit one of the roots, it starts to bleed, and you hear a cry of pain come out of the tree.
Locke just aches his head and shut up, tree. We need it more than you do.
It doesn't seem to spot. It doesn't seem to talk. It just screams or cries every time you scrape one of the roots.
While he's doing that, I'm looking off in the distance at the color display of the lightning, the energy that's coming down, and the arcing of the bright blues and whites of the different colors as it hits the desert floor and also strikes some of the animals and stuff, and just sort of taking in the moment.
Yeah, you see that as you look at the storm, there seems like there's something flying within the cloud. Every once in a while, you'll see like a tip of a wing, or like an outstretched taloned sort of clawed hand. But it seems like it stays pretty much within the storm.
How big does it seem?
As you're looking at it from a distance, you think it's probably the size of a small bus.
Lovely. But that does look kind of ominous, so I start coming down to see if I can help with the digging in.
Okay. With a little bit of work and effort and the screaming of trees, you finally think you have nice little cubby holes or shelter enough within the time that you have. You think that you finish it up just as the storm is almost right over top of you. the thunderous sound is all around you. You can almost feel the vibrations in the earth. It seems like it's a very tall, powerful storm. It starts to rain, and wherever the water, that the raindrops fall, it's just burning. You just hear like hissing and you see it hitting on the branches and leaves of the tree, and it just starts to scream continuously. But it's blocking the rain from touching you.
Well, that's helpful.
Okay, who wants food? I'm preparing some food. Anyone hungry? We got 5 packets of spaghetti. Has anyone got a fuel burner? Takes 5 minutes to put together. Okay, I'll do it.
I've got some torches.
Okay, I start making the food for everyone while the shelter's built.
So with the pleasant cacophony of dying tree, you smell spaghetti, and
Tree.
How'd you like that spaghetti, Tree? Smells good, right? Luckily, we got 5 packets for you, or maybe where's that head thing now? Is that still around?
It seems like the head thing has walked off into the distance.
Has he taken my bike with him? Or
no, he took the
he went
box.
off. Yeah, he went off, didn't he? Okay, so he doesn't want any. Good. Okay, I serve up the food and say, bon appetit. Dig in. What's the plan? What are we going to do next?
Locke kind of smiles as we weigh out the storm and then we continue.
Okay, and how about this tree here? I'm just going to allow that to continue.
Screaming.
I've got 1 grenade. I've got 1 grenade now. I have
Locke
1 more grenade.
Locke just looks at him and says, we'll have to put up with the screams. Better it than us.
Okay.
I'll try talking to the tree again. I guess for the first time. And so, tree, been out here long? Is it 1 tree or is it like many trees?
Oh, it seems like there's only 1 tree that's screaming. The rest of them look very similar, but yeah, this is the only one that's crying out in agony.
You know, let me pop open a can of Nuka-Cola, because that always makes me feel better. And I'll kind of pour some on the tree, like on its roots where it's, wounded. And
It's kind of like that Windex spray, you spray it on everything.
All right, so as you pop the top of the Nuka-Cola, everyone can instantly smell it. It has this like pungent, sort of semi-sweet smell to it, but it smells like it's rotting, and you're not sure if you're going to die just by smelling it. It's pretty potent. It's a custom thing apparently. But as soon as you pour the Nuka-Cola onto the tree, into the various wounds that were caused by the trident, the tree starts going into convulsions, and all the leaves instantly fall off the tree, and it stops screaming.
Well, at least you got it to stop screaming.
Yeah, see? Nothing a little fake sugar won't cure.
Nuka sugar. And I'm sitting there sharing my meal with the 2 dogs.
Okay, the little dog is trying to chew itself with the teeth are inverted, so the roots of the teeth are trying to chew through the things, and it's not working too well. It's sort of like gagging on whatever you try to give it. It like vomits it out.
Interesting.
And then it just starts to like roll around in the food or liquid, trying to absorb nutrients that way, which seems to work.
Okay. It's a little different.
You'll see from time to time that creature in the clouds. You just get a little glimpse of something up there. Doesn't seem like it's coming down. Just seems like it's reveling in the violence of the storm.
Locke would look over at this creature, goes, "Never seen that before. And I've been out in the desert a long time."
I'm going to
Me
put
neither.
on my infrared goggles and look up at the storm and see if that gives me any insight to this big claw that's reaching down.
Okay. Obviously, like the electricity and energy arcs are going to come up, pretty vivid in your sight. But yeah, there's definitely a large heat source. It sort of like comes in, like it increases in intensity, and then lessens in intensity. It'll become like a deep red, and it'll go down to like a cool green. It just kind of, that pattern keeps repeating, and it seems like it's flying around, sort of on the edges of the storm itself. He doesn't ever, the thing never like sort of flies through the center, or the core of the storm. It's always on the edges.
You ever seen anything like that before?
No. I can go and check it out if you guys want. Because I'm more no, I have heat and cold resistance.
I would like to see that.
I mean, I can do a reconnaissance of the area.
Oh,
if
right.
You guys, do you guys want any coffee while I go? I'll see what I can find.
Coffee.
I'll see what I can find in the area. I'll salvage. Okay.
Locke laughs, says, "It'd be better than that putrid stuff he drinks."
Yeah, so I'm going to try and go off into the storm and get closer to the thing. Okay.
All right.
Do
you want us to tie a rope around you so you don't get like blown away?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
All right. I got 100 feet of rope. I'll tie it around him, and
so I'm going to be like two or three game minutes. Okay. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
I'm going on a recce.
All right. So the synthetic walks bravely out into the windswept nothing that is all around you as the storm rages overhead. It seems like you're guessing, kind of starting to see like the glimpse of light on the other side. I think you probably got about another 10 minutes of storm left. The tree is no longer screaming, so that's pleasant. You still have that rotten sort of death smell of the Nuka-Cola in your nostrils. Just as hard as you try to blow that out, it seems to stain whatever skin or sensors you have there. So yes, you're sitting there as the raging storm heads on all around you. And that creature, as you look up with your goggles, is still just doing the same pattern, just flying around and around the storm on the inside of it.
You gonna keep that bottle cap?
Yeah, you can take it.
Well, thank you. He smiles and he's like grinning at you as he looks forward. You can see that he's got very straight teeth because, well, he's not that old, so. And he just kind of looks at it and examines it because I don't think he's ever drank a Nuka-Cola. So.
It's a very interesting smell. It's something you've never smelled before. Just the residue coming off the cap.
Yeah, and you can still smell it, so he keeps kind of sniffing it and just sort of admiring it.
Why don't you roll a d20 as you sniff the cap?
Okay. I'm poisoning myself. 7?
Okay. All right. So the replicant falls over and is just in a deep slumber at this point. You can hear like raspy breathing. Behold the power of Nuka-Cola.
Oh, he passed out. Maybe I'll finish the spaghetti.
It's kind of a narcotic too, I guess.
But after a few moments, he sort of rights himself. And, he had a strange dream where he was being boiled alive in a pot.
Oh, wow. It is pretty hot out here. In starward drifts the stricken world, lone in unalterable gloom.
So as you're eating your spaghetti, you see the synthetic out there picking up some stones now and then. Looks like he found half of a toaster. He's sort of picking up and examining it in his hands. When the creature from the storm swoops down out of the shadows and the smoldery clouds and just picks him up, you just see this like grayish streaked with orange skin. It has this like sagging mass of flesh on its face. The wings are. It just seems like there's twice as much flesh as should be there. It almost looks like bat wings, but they're just the skin is just gross and just hanging down from it. It's bloated. It looks like its stomach has ruptured at several points in the past. There's these long, angry scars, or maybe possibly been cut into. But it just sort of scoops up the synthetic who's tied to the rope and takes it back up into the storm. The rope just starts like flying out of the spool, probably about 40, 50 feet of it. And then you just see the rope just in the clouds above you, just sort of going in that same circle.
Ah, crap.
I'm going to get up and start. We got to pull him in. We got to pull him in.
Definitely. All right.
Start grabbing the rope and pulling on it.
Yeah, I'll grab the rope and try to yank him down.
All right, so Ash is back. All right, Ash, so your synthetic has been scooped up by the strange, disgusting, saggy-skinned flying creature that's inside the storm. But you're luckily tied to a rope. Luckily, in quotes. So the rest of the characters are watching the rope sort of just like spin around the storm above you. But all you see is darkness, clouds, every once in a while a glimpse of light. And there's this strange sort of cold that is emanating from the creature. There's these clawed hands that are inside of your stomach, and one of them is like inside your neck. So you've taken 4 damage from the wound to your neck. But you just hear the flapping of these loose skinned wings.
See, this is what happens when you go AFK.
I didn't get any coffee, guys, or any water. But that thing.
Don't lose that toaster, because that toaster is going to be important.
Yes, you found half a toaster. Yeah, you're holding on to half a toaster as you're flying through the air.
Here you go. Have at it.
A toaster falls out of the clouds and disintegrates into thousands of pieces on a rock.
Oh, crap.
Damn it, he lost the toaster.
Are we having any luck yanking on the rope?
All right, yeah. How about everybody roll d20 if you're on the ground? So
how much damage? Was that 5 damage? 3 damage?
4 total.
4, okay.
We rolling low or high?
Yeah, you want to roll
20.
low. Okay, 20 is bad.
So this one is a 5.
Okay, 5's good.
Luck wouldn't be helping. He's heading out towards his bike and started to back as close to this little cave as possible.
Okay.
with the intention of having them tie the rope on
Oh,
onto
okay.
the bike, and hopefully we can drag the synthetic down.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Locke probably starts tying on the end of the rope to his motorized bicycle as the synthetic is flying through the air, and you're tugging on it. You tugged the last time really strong, and it kind of sort of comes out of the storm. All right, Ash, why don't you make me roll under dexterity to try to get out of its clutches? Unless you want to do something else. Is there something else you want to do?
We'll do that. Do that first. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, that's a 4 on D20.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
That's a 4. Okay.
All right.
So
All right. So why don't you describe how you get yourself free and fall
are we
to
in
the
that?
ground?
So they're pulling me back, and the thing's still got
Yeah,
hold of me. Is that right?
You were up in a storm, tied to a
Yeah.
rope, and they just yanked you, and you managed to
Right.
slip out of its clutches.
Okay. So as they're pulling me back, what do? I use my staff to stun the thing. Stun attacks 14, whatever that.
Oh, okay.
is. I don't know
Nice.
what that is, but
I will roll a dice.
okay.
All
Do you want me
right,
to
so the
roll to
creature-
hit or anything? Okay,
No, you're good.
Cool.
You're
Yeah.
right there. You can just hit it right in its stomach if you want.
Yeah.
All right, so there's this loud, like zapping sort of sound in the storm, and this big, disgusting behemoth of a thing starts to lurch and just flap weakly and starts to fall to the ground. You hear this disgusting snap sound as its neck lands underneath its body. The synthetic sort of bounces off of like a blubbery section of wing and sort of tumbles into the ground, probably about 30 feet away from you.
And I'm going to go running out to him. And as I
Yeah,
skid to a stop next to him, I'm going to say, "You got to fly." You okay?
The only problem with that
has been
is that the acid rain is still falling.
Let's get you in there.
I don't know what to do. I haven't done this for years. Combat mode's been
Locke
deactivated.
would hurry up and tie the rope from the bike. I can stop the bike and hop back into the cave.
Okay. All right. Anybody that went out, so that would be Ash's character, Dave's character, and Jaren, take 4 points of damage just from the burning acid of the rain.
Okay.
Can I still see the creature in the storm?
No, it fell and it killed itself from its own weight. Its neck snapped. It's actually just out there in the, probably about 30 feet away from you.
Yeah, okay.
So it's out there just burning under the acid in the rain. But lo and behold, the storm seems to be breaking. Light is streaking down, sort of illuminating this rancid, sort of still throbbing and twitching corpse of a creature that's out there on the wasteland plains.
And now it's starting to get humid.
Once the rain slackens, I'm gonna head out there, and I got a pole arm. I'm gonna go ahead and poke that thing.
All right, when you poke it, the stomach ruptures. It just belches out all of this like half digested corpse of this like jumping horse. Those horses that you saw earlier with the sort of like beefy hind legs, and it just sort of flops out and spills out in front of you. You'll see some chains, half a bike. You'll see a chest, and the top half of what looks like an android, a basic android.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna pop open that chest.
Okay. There seems like there's probably about 64 vials if you count. They're all neatly packed. They have corks on the tops. And in the top of the lid, it says something about cloning serum.
Oh, nice. I'll definitely pack those away. And that android, let's see. Ash, do you think you can get this android powered up? or at least read its memory?
I can have a look at it, but it looks like a newer model to me. Perhaps I'll have to work on it with G479E. What do you think?
I don't
Is
know.
the model
I
you
might
recognize? How's the spaghetti?
Spaghetti was good. I'd be happy to help you. In fact, I'm fascinated by the androids, but I don't know how to repair them.
I guess,
Okay,
could
let
I
me
make
check.
a tech roll on that?
Yeah.
You know what? I just rolled for you guys, and I rolled a 1, which is really good. So
Nice.
Great.
with a little bit of spit shining and plugging this wire into that, maybe like opening up a seal on the side of your head, plugging in some wires that way, the android starts to come to life. Greetings. How may I be of assistance? And it's spitting out like digestive enzymes out of its mouth, and it's just the disgusting stuff's all over it. The stuff that was inside that creature, but it doesn't seem to notice.
What year were you made?
I was made in the year 2675. I'm model 13 of 14. Does that please you?
Very much.
I am
who are your
grateful.
programmers?
My programmers
Who are
were
your programmers?
Dr. Saito and his daughter, Emily. They were pleasant, but they died.
Doesn't have as much character as you do.
I can play out the scene for you, and this little hologram starts to appear, and they're being torn to pieces by like wild dogs.
Oh my!
You hear screaming and
That's
crying.
not morbid.
How long ago was that?
That was
recent?
46 years ago.
Before the end times.
It was beautiful to behold.
Beautiful?
I made sure to copy that. Would you like a copy? A little tray opens up in its chest. It just spits out like data chips all over the ground.
Oh my!
What have you been doing since your programmers died?
I've been watching the video over and over again. Would you care to see it again? And the video just starts over.
So I'm going to look at Ash's B160 and say, newer model, right? Pointing at the other android.
Yes, I think so. But there seems to...
Out of it, as a guess, how do you think that would impact your programming if you watched it over and over for many years?
Oh, yeah. This android would be running on minimum battery power.
Well, not just that, but do you think that it would have any impact on its personality?
Yeah, definitely. If it's been functioning on a basic level for this amount of time, and it hasn't had much interaction with other humans, it's definitely back to basics. It looks like it's defaulted to its basic programming.
I've been in safe mode for quite some time. But
safe mode.
I've learned some techniques. Yes. If you would like me to tear apart corpses in the similar manner as the dogs, I would be grateful. Is there any flesh that I can tear?
No, but while you were up there in the sky, did you see anything like any settlements or any towns other than the big city that we passed?
I'm sorry, as I was being digested, I could not see anything outside of the strange sack that I resided within.
Fair enough.
Logical question.
Would you like me to sing a song?
Why not?
I would love that. And Gaffa is just sitting there with his hands together, just waiting for the bard to continue.
Oh, my dear, I love you so. Please come back to me, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Come on back. Come on, back down to Daddy's home where I live. I live. I ride. I die. That was an original composition.
That was
Did you approve?
amazing. That was like
Fury
a theme.
Road, wasn't it?
That was like a theme song to a TV show.
Would you care for a copy? And then the little tray opens up and it spits out day chips all over the house.
Nothing to play this with.
Box just kind
I don't have room for the extra. I mean, these discs you're spitting out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there something I can do? Should I terminate myself?
No. It was great. What was that? What was that number that you were singing? It sounded kind of old school.
I created it as I resided over the corpses of my creators.
Ah,
I smashed their
question,
eyes and my
isn't it?
fingers to the beat.
Who are your current? Who do you currently serve? Are you still in service to a family or an organization or anything?
I am bereft of purpose. Can you give me one?
Quick. Somebody quick. Give him something to do before he starts tearing things up.
You can
Well,
you can keep
Go ahead.
watch for us.
What should I watch for?
You can keep watch for anybody approaching in the distance.
Am I permitted to destroy and smash any flesh that I find?
Better ask us first.
I see.
Yeah.
Is that the protocol we follow here?
Please keep watch so we can get some rest. We can rest up.
Yes, I will do that. You will reside safely underneath my open wings. And he like spreads his arms and flaps them twice, and then puts them down at his side.
I tell you what, and I look at B160 and I say, "You're an older model. Maybe we should put you in charge of him so that he has a directive, so
Yeah.
to speak."
Okay. I'll keep an eye on him.
Okay, and so we look at the other one and say, "Does that work for you?"
Yes, you could give me all the required input I need into the desiccation of human corpses.
Or not. Please wait for my please wait for my command. We're going to check what's approaching first, okay? Just agree
Spider
with that.
goats.
Yeah. Spider goats are fine.
Spider goats. I rode one in my original training. Quite interesting creatures. They tore my leg off.
Wow. It was
I
an
didn't
interesting story
hold
you were
that-
telling though a moment ago about how you said that your creators were torn apart by dogs, but then you explained that you crushed their eyes.
Oh yes, it was a quite enjoyable experience. I can replay the sound for you. And this little tray
I'm
opens up.
confused as to-
This little tray opens up, and you just hear the sound of squishing eyeballs over and over
Oh.
again to a beat.
Oh,
it sounds like kind of like
dear.
techno.
Yeah.
That
This
was an
one's a
original
little
composition.
rough.
I call it "Popping Eyes Are Fun."
That's fantastic, I think.
Okay, no popping eyes until we give the word, okay?
Yes, permission
We're gonna
first. I understand.
we're gonna see what's approaching first before any eye popping.
The eye sort of, its head sort of spins around and around. Nothing seems to be approaching at the moment. The storm has ended, which I'm sure you're glad at.
Is it nighttime now or daytime? Trying to.
It's daytime. It's probably
Oh,
I would say
okay.
like 1 in the afternoon.
And should we tip back on the trail?
Do you guys want to rest up or just keep going? Like, we've only been like half a day traveling, really, haven't we? Probably.
I feel pretty good.
Lock,
Belly full of
Lockwood's,
spaghetti.
let's just keep on.
Keep on. Okay.
We have a good
After
cook.
all, if we
Made
can't
us some
handle
coffee.
a day's travel, we shouldn't be a bike axe.
Exactly.
Golden Scroll's got nothing on us.
The android will just drag its body over to the synthetic's
Okay.
bike and just start to tie itself in. Is this appropriate?
Okay,
Or would you like me to hold you in a caressing fashion?
just stay as you are for now, please. As you were.
I've been trained
check
in
my
all
bike.
sorts of entertainment procedures. I was
Yeah,
quite
I
good at
bet.
dancing before my legs were removed.
Locke kind of laughs, says, "Are you sure, Satanic? It's been a while for you."
Do you know,
Okay.
actually? I looked to
Whose
the other one
bike
and
is he
asked
getting
him.
on? Sorry, go on.
He's getting on yours.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
he's good on yours. Yeah.
Do you know how to recall the memories of another android?
Yeah, we could actually access its data banks, couldn't we?
Yours, actually.
Oh, mine. Yeah, go ahead. Roll, I guess.
Sure.
Shall I roll
Give me a
for
tech
that?
roll. Well, since
D20,
it's
yeah?
yourself, probably not. But someone else
Oh,
could probably
okay.
do it.
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
Maybe want to mess
All right, I'll go
around in
into
the synthetic's
standby
mind.
mode.
That sounds fun.
Well, I
Oh,
was
my-
just saying.
I go into
since-
standby where that's happening.
My intelligence is
check.
18 now, so I can give it a shot.
Yeah, there you go. You got a pretty good tech roll, I think.
All right, so what am I
Yeah,
rolling?
Let's see here. Roll a percentile, and you want to roll low. Intelligence.
Well, I was wondering if the android might know how to
Oh.
give you some pointers.
I can give you some assistance, and it pops back two of its fingers, and these like thin wires come out. Please approach, and I will shove these into your forehead.
Maybe you
Whoa.
could just guide him through the process
pop
rather
it.
than.
I promise I will not pop your eyes. I will be delicate
it's-
as a
it's-
spring flower.
It's not a discussion. There wasn't an option there.
All right, I rolled a 48.
Okay. So not so much. You can find where the access port is, but that's probably about it.
I'll dust it
Worth a
off.
shot. All right. So, I think you did make coffee. So I think I was kind of sipping the last of it before putting everything back on the bike and trying to find a good path out so that we're not riding through mud. Probably gonna have to walk the bikes for a little bit.
Yeah, it's a pretty packed down road. If you just avoid the deeper puddles, you think you'll be fine. Actually.
All right. Yeah, start up my bike.
Okay, we're going. We're going.
Great.
Are we done with...
Can we still
Checking
see
stuff.
the tire tracks?
They're a little bit faded now. It's a little bit harder to follow them, but yes, they're still there. They've survived the storm.
All right, let's follow them.
Okay.
Definitely.
So you ride for a while. You can kind of see the storm has ravaged the area there. There's a lot of vegetation that's been killed, leafless. There's some cracked trunks in places, tree trunks. There's exploded corpses of animals just littering the ground in various places. Yeah, their insides are all glistening in the wetness of the storm, the rain. Off in the distance, to the north, you can see New Castro starting to glint in the sunlight. You see smoke billowing up from it. You see the mound that is the giant trash heap that they dig into and mine under for age-old technologies, and the past civilization's garbage is their fruits of their labor. But the trail doesn't head that way. It actually turns away from New Castro, heads off into the distance. As you look back in your gas caps, you see how much gas you have. You think you have half a tank left.
Locke would slow his bike right when the tracks start to lead away from the town and look back. What do you all think?
Keep going.
I don't think we have enough of gas as to follow the tracks and make it to the town.
I agree. Maybe we should fuel up before following these tracks.
Okay. Are we going to head into the city to get gas? All right.
I think so.
I have a bottle cap. All right, so we I guess we're going to turn in toward the Castro.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll see some windmills off in the distance spinning as well. Things that you know about New Castro: the Gimp. He's a champion of the pit. He's the current ruler. And anyone can challenge him to a duel if they so wish, down in the confines of the pit. But he's known to be brutal, merciless. He eats the corpses of his fallen victims. Some other things you probably know: Mercy. She's sort of the resistance leader of New Castro. You've had some dealings with her in the past. So if you're trying to get some gasoline, she's probably the best source to try to contact first. The problem is that she's inside the city, and sometimes just getting in is a little bit difficult. There's watchtowers, and the walls are made out of rotting corpses and old vehicles sort of piled together. Corpses sort of flopped on top. And yes, that's what you see in the distance.
Any of you guys good at fighting? Fancy a few rounds with the Gimp? Sorry.
That android sounds like he might enjoy it.
Hey, android. What is your name, anyway?
I have no
D4.
designation. Not that I remember.
All right, we'll call you D4 for now. Are you any good at fighting? Because we need to get some gas, and we probably need some money to purchase some gas. So perhaps you could help us out in the pit.
I don't have any
Gimp.
legs, but if you wire me into one of the vehicles, I could perhaps do that.
That's not a bad idea.
Who's got the fastest bike? Because mine's pretty slow. So, what bikes are you guys riding anyway? Are they all Harleys or?
I got a motorized bicycle.
Mine's an old. Yeah, mine's an old Schwinn.
I got some Huffies out there.
It's got an M seat on it. It's got the big bars on it.
I got a basket on the front.
One of you has a big banana seat,
Yeah.
Locke just looks down at his roadhog and says, "I ain't giving up my bike."
Okay.
You know what? I'll work on attaching the android to my bike. If we can make this thing work.
That sounds more than adequate. Yes, you can bolt me in there, and please wire my power source to the engine. I think this would be more than adequate. And I am to do what to the Gimp?
Defeat him.
How do you say rip his flesh apart?
Am I allowed to pop his eyes?
Oh yeah.
Locke says, as only on one condition: you explode his brain with it.
Would you like to install some self-detonating device within my chest? And the little tray opens up again, and more chips and data things fall out.
Yeah. Let's see. I have a frag grenade. which might be a little less destructive than the energy grenades.
Yeah, because we're going to take out the whole arena with the energy.
Yeah,
So yeah,
the frag grenade has a
definitely.
20-foot radius, so yeah, let's pop one of those in there.
If it would be helpful, you could put it within my cranium.
Whatever you think is best.
The ear sort of flops over to the side in this little tray. It kind of slides out.
All right, let's make this android bike centaur gladiator machine.
And there goes your bike too, by the way, Foodop.
Okay, guys, who's going to talk to the GIMP's manager when we get there?
I can do that.
We're going to have to place stakes and stuff and haggle and all that.
Locke looks down at his trident and then almost reluctantly he goes over and attaches it to the centaur.
Oh, that looks like a very pleasant weapon. Is it good at removing eyes?
Yes.
One eye.
How does it skewer the eyes? Do they pop, or can I remove them and then smash them? I want the sensation.
So
I miss the sensation.
Do the
It's
eye popping first before you activate that weapon, okay? That's your last port of call.
Oh, thank you.
So get your eye popping done before that. But that's the last fail safe, okay?
So
You
the
don't have
last
to
thing I
use
will
it.
experience is eyes popping, and then I'll die.
Well, you don't have to use it. It's
Excellent.
optional. Yeah.
But there is no better way that I can conceive of. Would not that be your wish, to pop eyes and then explode?
Locke just smiles, says, "Sure," and he pulls out his bike axe.
I can't wait. This sounds rather exciting. Please hurry and stop talking.
Okay. All right. So we'll seek out where this arena or fighting pit is.
All right. So, like I said, you'll head off towards New Castro. You'll start to see some travelers all bundled up. Some of them have sort of like tarps, like this, set up over top of them. Start to keep the rain off. Apparently, they kind of look like little huts that they're carrying on their backpacks. They're heading towards the town. They sort of like wave when they see you.
The droid sickle.
Droid sickle. The tri-droid? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's not. He's not.
Yeah, we need a name for him, like a fighting name to enter, don't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Wheelie droid cycle.
Wheelie droid cycle. Nice.
Eye popper. Wheelie droid cycle the eye popper. The eye crusher.
All right, so as you guys are traveling towards the town, stuff starts to happen. All right, Jaren, you now have the ability of echolocation. If you make it a clicking noise, you can see in the dark up to like 270 feet away, and you have +2 to hit in combat. And also, you have natural armor. Your skin starts to callus up in places, and it looks like you have hives, but they're like these hard sort of ridges all over your skin. Let's see here. Ash, you now have the density alteration program. You can shrink your form down to 1/8 of your current size.
Wow.
Ned, roll a d6, and that stat will go up 4. So just look at your character sheet again.
All right.
Cool. So that's like a skill,
4.
is it?
I got 4.
Density something.
Where are you at here?
Okay.
Well, it's a mutation, but everybody gets mutations.
Okay.
Character creation is just fun to give them out.
Okay.
Play.
Cool.
4.
All right.
All right. That's intelligence skin, isn't it? Your intelligence goes up 4. I think it maxes out then.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is the max on it?
I think 21. Yeah. It's technically 22, but yeah, you are a smart person. All right. And who we have left? We got Dave, right? All right. Dave, you have a martial combat sort of routine that pops up into your head. Seems like it was encoded into your DNA. You have +4 combat to hit and +1d6 extra damage.
Is that included for range and melee, or just
Yep.
melee?
Yeah,
Cool.
both. You're a walking, talking killing machine. All right, so you guys get to the. This is all happening. So, is there any reaction to any of this stuff? I don't know.
Wow.
Sort of hits you out of nowhere.
Yeah. Does these happen now rather than we activate them? Sort of thing?
Right now.
Right
Well,
now.
I'm
getting smaller.
Yeah, you shrink down to 1/8 your size and you fall off your bike.
Oh, I can't ride this thing anymore. I'll meet you guys there. Keep going. Whoa. What happened? That's not good.
But you seem to have control over it. At least
Oh,
now.
okay, cool. Still going.
Well, you can go back to your current or your previous size or shrink down to 1/8 of your size.
Okay, I'll stay at 1/8.
Locke just starts making clicking noises.
The Vesper is just really big now, basically.
So Guffaw stops on the bike for a second and just kind of cocks his head to the side. He gets off his bicycle and kicks down because it's important, you got to put your kickstand down and take care of your equipment. And he reaches back and he flips up his bike axe, the two-handed one, and it goes up in the air and spins 3 times, and then he catches it in his hand, and he does this maneuver that's sort of steps forward and almost like he's doing a leg rake, and then does a spinning strike like he's just fighting an invisible opponent, and he stops for a second and he just kind of rolls his shoulders and he looks over at the other guys and says, "Wow, this is really weird."
Yeah, it definitely feels strange. Anybody want a Nuco Cola?
Yeah, go for it.
Take the cab.
I'll toss one to everybody.
Cheers.
Locke catches it and tosses it back. Says, "I'd rather drink gasoline."
Well, we've still got some in the tank.
All right, roll a saving throw there, Ash, because you actually drank the stuff.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Oh, that was the stuff on the tree, wasn't it? Okay. There was me thinking, okay, what do I need to do that?
You want to roll high.
D20, yeah, always.
Yeah, D20 roll high, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, what's that? 19. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
So, yeah, you rolled on the poison or death save, and you're still alive.
That's the stuff. Gym lad.
It like burns a hole in your side and just like pours out onto the sand.
Yeah, that's a good vintage right there.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I don't know what that tree was complaining about. This stuff's delicious.
Tell you what, Food Op's got a kind of a blackish green thumb.
Oh.
Well, he did take care of the tree for us.
You'll see ahead of you, there's a line that is sort of marching through this opened sort of like lean cars. This is the gateway there. It's like maybe like an old Pinto and an old Chevy Chevette that are sort of leaning over top of each other. And there's like this brutish, hulking thing with like this. It almost looks like it has like pig skin. It's just like it vomits out something every once in a while in this bucket to its left, and it's sort of like looking over everyone and just it like hits them on the back with a stick and lets them in.
Okay.
Blech. Blech.
That's what you've got to be.
Halt! Halt! Who goes there?
We have a fighter for the arena.
Fighter? You?
Ah.
Who?
Are you the
Who
are you
fights?
the famous? Are you the famous one we've heard about?
No. Well, maybe.
What's your name?
I fight. I am Knuckle Drinker.
Knuckle Drinker. All right, step up, guys. Come on. We've got to get in this tournament somehow.
You go through.
We have someone to fight the Gimp.
Who?
Wheelie Droid Cycle here. The Eye Popper.
That? Yeah. I am here to pop eyes and watch the glistening liquid run down my fingers. Would you please allow me this last thing in this putrid life that I have?
Go ahead, Knuckle Drinker.
Sure. Yeah, come this way. I show you pit. And he just starts. He puts down a stick, and then he starts like just pushing you through the little archway there between the cars.
All right, let's follow him.
Inside, it looks like a reclamation plant, a recycle plant. It seems like there's like garbage bags everywhere that they're like tearing into and sorting. There's cages and conveyor belts that they're sort of like sorting through stuff and putting down the cages. And it looks like there's slaves that are chained inside the cages that are sorting things. They're literally just dumping garbage on their heads in various places. Be glad fate, not that. This way. Gimp will eat you soon.
As Locke sees the slaves, you see his knuckles tighten on the handles of his bike, and he just kind of looks down at some of the scars on his arms, shakes his head, says, "Another time. Maybe after the Gimp's dead."
Yeah, you see there's children in there. Some are no older than like 6 years old. There's old women with like garbage, collected in their hair. And the sort of guys that are dumping these things, they're just all horrible, like misshapen things. They all look pretty strong. Like they've spent some time in the pit themselves. They're probably the Gimp's, prods. But the creature leads you forward past all these crates and conveyor belts and piles of refuse and garbage. In the distance, you see like this like leaning tower. Looks like it's been built out of cars. He in there, you talk, and then me take you to pit, where I watch you break like bread.
All right. I think our guys got a pretty good chance.
Do we have any? Yeah.
Well, there's
Locke looks
stadium of some sort, or-
at his group and says, "I'll guard the bikes."
Do we have any money to put down? Like, have we got any money as a party?
Not really. You just have your stuff. So you could probably barter some stuff or wager your stuff.
Okay. Let's have a look.
But yeah, there's this leaning tower in front of you. There looks like there's an entrance, and there's this like misshapen blob-like humanoid thing that's in this old bathtub. He's like, you see like a face that's like half submerged in this sort of like bubbling liquid, and it is the thing that's in the way, sort of.
All right. Well, let's tell the thing, hey, we're here. We got a challenger for the GIMP.
What will you wager?
I have 4
Kids?
candles.
Do you have kids?
No.
Wait, are you interested in kids?
Of course.
Where do you usually get them from?
Wherever we can find them. Do you have them or not?
No. I have a
Kids?
longbow and 12 arrows. Any good?
You can throw it on a pile. You got anything else?
Locke will toss in his vibro dagger.
That looks interesting. Anything else?
Let's see. I'll throw in a pole arm, block and tackle, just cans of food.
Now we're talking. Who will be your champion? As he says this, like he's spitting out liquid, and it's sort of sloshing over the side of the tub.
Wheelie Doom Cycle.
Wheelie Doom Cycle of the Eye Popper.
Really Doom Cycle of the Eye. Yes. That it will matter not what titles you use, but this one, this looks sort of like a dripping arm. It looks like the flesh just sort of like bubbling and popping as he lifts his arm out of the tub, points at the android. This thing.
Yep.
This is your champion.
That's him.
So be it.
As he says, so be it, Locke steps forward, says, one more wager apart from this.
I
And
am
he
here to hear wagers, whatever you would put forth.
He points
Yes.
towards one of the kids that are chained up, says, if we lose, I take his place. And that kid goes with my companions.
Accepted. It will be a pleasure to watch the garbage cascade down your unwholesome face.
All right, we better have good seats for this fight. After all
That
those weapons.
can be arranged.
Man, if I could
He's
give
sort
out a point of inspiration. That was cool.
That was
I'm
great.
going to throw in a dagger and just a regular axe that I have, as well as a hammer and 31 nails. So
Nice. Okay. So there's a big pile of stuff. You'll see this sort of like middle-aged woman come out. It looks like her eyes have been removed, and you'll see the android just shake its head.
Oh.
And the android, the woman starts to collect up the items, and she's sort of rolling them in this old flag with red and white stripes. You've never seen it before. And she starts moving over, and she says, this way. And she sort of reaches over, and she's just following this rope that's lying on the ground, and she's sort of reaching down and just following the rope. Follow to the pit.
Locke stands up, hands all his stuff to Beefort, says, if we lose, these go to the kid. And he takes my place with the pickaxes.
Wager
And good fight.
accepted. The big sloppy hand like slaps the side of the tub. Water sloshes out. It smells like urine and feces.
Ooh.
Whoa, that stinks.
The woman just continues on. It takes some time as you sort of move through huts and down like tightly packed alleyways. All these places that people were dwelling, they're on top of each other, stacked as high as can be stacked without it falling over. You see just like sad and interested eyes kind of peering out from beneath rubbish and garbage. You'll see garbage repurposed in various different ways, as masks and hanging decorations. One looks like some sort of spider web set up from like the 6 rings of bygone colas. You'll see some Nuka Cola symbols in certain places.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
We're still following the woman.
Yeah, she's sort of just bent over and she's just following along this rope that's down the center of the alleyway.
I'm gonna try to make some small talk and ask her if she's ever heard of what's the gang we're following? The Bone
Scrolls?
Bone Scribes.
The Bone Scribes.
Bone Scribes. Yes, they traffic in flesh and they also pick up shipments of bones from the arena, from the pit. Why? Would you like to join their tribe?
Something like that. Are they due to pick up a shipment soon?
I believe so. I've heard that they traffic heavily with another town that's close by. They have a running locomotive and they transport people and I think they trade vigorously with some forgotten place off in the distance.
What's the name of that place?
I don't think I know. Sadly, I've never left these walls. This way. I'm sure you can smell it already. The smell of death is strong there. And you start to hear cheers and screaming. You sort of come the alleyway starts to tilt down, and you're walking in like a 45-degree angle. You kind of see around you. There's this giant sort of depressed area below you, and in the center of it is just this. Looks like it was once the center of a giant pile of garbage. It's literally just a bowl of them standing on garbage bags and just ruined structures that have been set up to have to fight around. It seems like some sort of people are just sitting on garbage bags. So you wanted a nice seat. You just got to find a fluffy garbage bag. But it looks like you see this large, massive thing in the center. It looks like an old man, like the head of an old man. He has this giant, like smashing, sort of gripping, like robotic arm on the right side, and on the left side he just has like this old withered old man hand. But it looks like the hand's been lopped off, and there's like a gun in its place. Looks like maybe some sort of laser rifle. Right now he's firing, and there's like 4 children that are running around through the ruined structures and hiding in garbage bags, and you see the crowd's cheering, and they're just throwing garbage down at them as they fight. This way, the fight should be over soon. I believe
kind of leans
you'll
into
be next. Go ahead, Dave. What?
Sorry, I was going to say that Gaffa kind of leans into his friends and says, when I left the vault and walked out into Castro, I saw that this world, for the truth that it held, it's darkness implacable. It's like a black vacuum. I almost had to learn to live in my head.
You would see Avox a little bit distant in how he looked. He just kind of watching in the fight. says his time comes one way or another.
You'll see one of the
So as
children
we're
just explode into like this disgusting flesh all over one of the ruined structures in the center of the pit. The crowd cheers. You'll see the gimp go over and just literally start eating the stomach of the child. And then the cheers roar, "Gimp, Gimp, Gimp!"
All right, it's time to give Wheelie Doomcycle a pep talk. All right, Wheelie.
Yeah, I've just calculated we have a 98% chance of losing. So
right.
I think we're
Don't
gonna
fuck
have
this
to
up.
use that frag grenade, no matter what.
Locke just smiles, says, as this isn't the first time I'll beat the odds.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make sure that my shotgun is at hand because I'm kind of, and I look to my friends to show them what I'm doing because I think that this is going to turn south if the gimp goes down.
Yeah.
So be prepared to just start raising hell.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make sure my laser pistol is charged up.
There will be thunderous applause when I smash his eyes.
Yes, there will be.
It will be
If he
glorious. Glorious it shall be.
You'll see the only thing left that Locke has is his battle or axe and his fur skins. He looks over and says, I'll keep to my word either way, but take my battle axe if I go down.
We're going to get you both out of here.
Yeah, I've got my stun rifle ready, just in case.
You'll see one of the children has jumped on the back of the gimp and is stabbing him in the neck with what looks like a fork. And the crowd actually gets quiet, but then there's like a small section over in the far side that starts to cheer. "Death the gimp! Death the gimp! Death the gimp!" And then the gimp just smashes the kid's head with one of his fists. The old man fish just kind of pummels him until he falls off of his back.
Perfect opportunity to send a doom cycle.
Do I have permission to enter the pit?
I guess
Yes,
it does.
you do. Yes.
Yeah, the first fight is over.
It looks like there's still one child that's running around, but the gimp is sort of stalking him down at the moment.
You have permission to tear as much flesh as you want to.
Locke looks at his companion, shakes his head, says, "Not the kid."
Oh, I should not pop the kid's eyes. Understandable.
No way.
But they're so small, and but I will listen to my masters and to my god.
The big one will be much more satisfying.
Take the fight to the gimp. Above all else, focus on the gimp.
Bring it to the gimp.
Understood.
And if you need to, blow him up.
Yes. Thank you for dragging me out of the stomach of some strange beast and bringing such joy to this one. Is there any final parting words you would bequeath unto me?
Tear
Say hi
well.
to the DM for us.
I'm sorry, say that again, Ned.
Is it tear well?
Tear well. Dave, what'd you say?
Say hi to the next god for us.
Ash, do you have any final words for Wheelie Doom Cycle?
Just get it. Finish him.
Jared, any final words?
Locke would look at this, says, "Let his blood aim the pit the color it deserves.
The droid nods its head and just takes off down over the garbage, and he's bouncing. He has the trident hanging off the front there. He just starts his head right towards the GIMP. The
And
GIMP sort of looks
stands up and starts cheering. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's okay. Good. You start cheering and yelling. Let's go.
Yeah, cheering for him because he's excited.
Is there anything, you're just yelling, or are you saying anything?
Yeah, I'm screaming, Doom Cycle, Doom Cycle, Doom Cycle.
And that small section over there that was rooting for the child picks up the chant. Doom Cycle, Doom Cycle, Doom Cycle. Ah! Boo, 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 Gimp, Gimp, Gimp. Yeah, the crowd is raging. But you'll see the droid just driving right down towards the GIMP, and the child's running and hiding. I think it'd be fun if you guys roll for me. So we'll just go down the line. Hey, Dave, why don't you make a D20 roll? You want to do high?
Okay.
And let's see here. Why don't you add 5 to it as the Doom Cycle is charging to the back of the GIMP.
Total of 11.
All right. So the first attempt isn't all that great. The Doom Cycle jumps up in the air and just flies right over his shoulder. But it gets his attention away from the child. You'll see the child just starts running towards the top of one of the fallen structures down there, the ruined buildings. Looks like it's some sort of camper that's been righted up on its side. He seems like he's trying to pry off one of the metal siding pieces of it to try to get a weapon improvised, but the GIMP is sort of like looking, and he tries to fire off something at the back of the Doom Cycle as he's traveling over it. Misses horribly, and you'll see that like 3 people just get vaporized in the crowd.
Watch yourself.
As everyone's attention turns to the fight, Locke's gonna start making his way towards that camper and get the kid out of the pit.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you roll like under dexterity? You trying to be cautious and hidden, or are you just gonna try to go as fast as you can?
He would be cautious and try to keep out of sight.
Okay, why don't you try to roll under your dexterity with a D20 roll? All right, and while that's going on, Ned, why don't you roll another attack, D20, as the Doom Cycle turns around and heads right for the chest of the GIMP.
Am I adding anything to it?
Oh, yeah, add 5. That's fine. Okay. We'll just go with 5.
Made it.
Nice. Okay. So you guys will see Locke sneaking down through the garbage bags and sliding and rolling, and he's hard to see. He seems like he's crawling under bags and beside bags, heading in the direction of the child.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. All right. The basic android apparently forgot how to steer, and the motorcycle wheel turns sideways at the wrong moment. The bicycle flips end over end, lands roughly on top of the droid. His face is in the garbage, and the GIMP is sort of just starting to walk over towards him with the laser pointed right towards his face.
How close is he?
Scream out GIMP.
What's that?
Like, I'm going to scream out GIMP trying to call to him.
Okay.
Try and throw him off.
All right. He looks up, like right at you. The old man face. He's got the like a long beard, and he just like glares up at you, and one of his feet just kind of jut out right towards the neck of the droid. Oh man! And he managed to slip. He falls. He must have distracted him or something. He puts his left foot on a bag, and it slips underneath him, and he ends up falling on top of himself. The Doom Cycle starts to get chanted in that far off portion. All right. All right. Who gets roll now? Ash. So the droid is on his head, but he pushes himself up rightly, and you'll see just data chips fly out from inside of his stomach right in the face of the GIMP.
Recordings of everything.
So why don't you give me a D20 roll, as some of the edges of the data chips are rather sharp.
Is it +5?
We'll make this +3.
Okay,
down on
it
top of
is
himself.
a result of 22.
All right,
So I rolled a
you'll
19.
hear screaming. You'll hear screaming from the gimp as you see data chips sticking out of his eyes and out of his cheeks.
Yeah.
And it slashed his tongue, and he's screaming. And you hear the droid say, "No!" because one of the eyes is leaking pus.
Whoa. Sorry.
All right. Oh wow. All right. So the gimp rolls over on his side, just holding his face and clutching onto things. The motorcycle has kicked on, a little motorized bicycle, and the droid is now spinning around in circles around him. He sort of propped himself up on his hands and knees. And how about somebody roll a d6? Who feels like rolling one?
I think Jaren hasn't rolled one for the combat.
Oh yeah, why don't you roll a d6? Jared, can you roll a d6 for me?
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the side. Okay.
6.
Nice. Okay. So Doom cycles first. So you get to roll now. As he seems like he's plunging in for another attack with the trident bouncing off the handlebars.
Wait,
Jaron, can you roll a d20 for me? +5.
6.
Oh, you rolled 6 total. Okay. All right. The bike misses. It sort of plunges into him, like sort of slams off his side, but the trident misses pretty wide. Let's see, roll his attack here. The old man swings his big robotic fist at the back of the droid, clutches onto his waist, and just smashes like the jaws of life, and rips off the droid from the base of the bike. The bike rides off and slams into like 3 old ladies hanging out in some garbage bags. You hear some crying and screaming over there. But yes, the gimp is holding up the droid in his one arm, and he's just laughing, even though his face is bleeding and he's missing an eye. All right, Dave, your turn. Why don't you? You'll see the droid's arms reach out for the eyes of the gimp. Why don't you give me an attack roll? And how about +8? Because the droid is motivated.
25. 17 + 8.
All right. How about this, Dave? How about you describe what happens as he's reaching for the eyes of the gimp? You have complete narrative control here.
All right, so he's got one arm that's pinned, and he reaches forward with his middle finger and his pointer finger and just gets the top of the oculars and just starts gouging in, and the metal of the droid hand just scrapes the back and actually starts to pierce through and gets through, and actually he purchases into the brain itself as he puts his thumb into one of his nostrils and just begins to crush forward and just starts pulling out as he's just sort of clawing outward, because he likes to claw the eyes. So he keeps doing that until the face is just, that's what happened, right?
Man.
You said kill him, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So he's literally just pulling out the brains and of his skull, and it's a
The crowd goes
beautiful
wild.
sight.
Yeah.
And so we start screaming doom cycle, doom cycle.
Yeah, the crowd is stunned at first. They just can't believe what they're seeing, but eventually the doom cycle, and then as he's smashing the eye, he just the android just looks up at you, and there's this like creepy little smile on his face, and then data chips just fly out from his stomach all over the place. And then his head explodes and just takes out like half of the structures in the in the center of the pit. Shrapnel kills about 10 people.
Stupid idiot.
In the ensuing chaos, I'm gonna run and try to go grab my bike.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Meanwhile, by this point, Locke has the kid safely in tow, and he's back to your location.
Locke would just drag the kid behind him, heading towards the bikes. And then, as they get to the bikes, he would thrust the kid at one of his companions and start going down to where he saw the other chain kids and using his axe to try to free them.
Oh yeah, they're pretty rusty chains and locks. You'll see some of the prods that aren't really at like right where you are, but kind of maybe like 3 cages over. Hey, what you doing over there? Them's my slaves.
Locke looks over at the voices. There are no more slaves. If you have an issue with that, face me.
You'll see the prod sort of. He picks up this like bat with like twisted nails driven through it, and he's just kind of like slapping it in his open fist, and he just starts moving over towards you.
As soon as he starts moving,
Yeah. Meanwhile, the crowd is going nuts. Yeah.
Locke would look at his companions.
Go ahead.
And get the kids out of here. For I was born a slave, and there shall be none left.
I'm going to go help him and
Yeah.
start trying to help cover the kids and provide protection for him as we start.
You'll see Locke is
Making our
just
way out
breaking
here.
open the locks, and the tops of the cages are starting to open up. Some of the other prods look like they're starting to head in this direction, but right now there's only the one. But yeah, if you reach down into these cages, they'll reach up for you, pull themselves up, almost like crawling over you to get out of the cages. The stench is pretty hard to stand. Seems like they're never let out of the cages.
I'm going to pull up my
Locke-
auto shotgun and point it at the guy that's moving toward us and say, "Not another step."
Hey, I got no problem with you, buddy. All right, yeah, you can have
Let's
those
keep
ones.
it that
Don't take
way.
these other ones over here.
We're taking them
Locke-
all.
Locke says all of them go, and he turns around out with his bike axe and just swings hard as he could for this prod.
Nice. Okay, give me an attack roll. I'll give you an additional +3 bonus because of your background. The hatred just wells up in your eyes. It's a D20 plus normal bonuses +3.
That will be a total of 14.
Okay. He doesn't have any armor, so that actually is high enough to hit. Why don't you describe how the bike axe, just takes him out?
I am not wasting any time. I'm Locke would just swing clean through his neck and take his entire head off.
It spins through the air and lands down at one of the open cages. And it gets buried by garbage as the garbage kind of settles around the head. His body sort of staggers and blood splurts out of his neck, and the body also falls down in one of the open cages. But in all the chaos, there's people running everywhere. Some of the prods that were actually coming over are sort of swept up by the fleeing crowd. Some are actually carrying the chunks of Doom Cycle, like above their heads, and they're screaming, "Doom Cycle, Doom Cycle, rebuild him, Doom Cycle."
Nice.
Okay,
right, so we'll say that you get, probably
I'm
about,
yelling to the kids to make a run for it while they can and trying to carve a path through the chaos so they can get a clear way out of there from the cages.
Okay.
Just sort of
you
trying
shove
to
and
split
push.
the crowds and say, "Now's your chance, run! Now's your chance to get out," because they're pretty tired. Like you said, they haven't been out for a while, so I'm just trying to get them to notice now's the chance.
They stagger and lurch and fall, crawl. However they can, they flee into the crowd, into the surrounding structures. And yes, they seem like they're now free of their captivity. But yeah, you see that they're starting to stack up Doom Cycle's parts on top of this like improvised like throne that they're building out of like cars and junk. And they're trying to reattach him, and there's like a circle of people screaming Doom Cycle. There's like other synthetics and other droids that are literally taking their parts off and throwing it towards this like engineer, crazy looking guy with all kinds of goggles around his face. Build him, rebuild him.
So I scan the crowd to see if I can find the bookie, the guy that took our weapons, and see if he's running away or if he's still in sight.
Okay. Well, the guy that was in the tub was
Yeah.
wheeled towards the fight. You see this trail of wet like feces and water, like all over the ground there. He seems like he's on this sort of like wheelbarrow that's been set up. It's like multiple wheelbarrows that move him towards the fight. And yeah, he's there sloshing in his pool of filth.
He's still there, yeah. So
yeah.
Is there any way we can catch up with him and try and collect our winnings?
Yeah, I think it's probably pretty easy to catch up to the
yeah. Okay, cool.
The guy in the tub.
It's safe to do so. Like we're not in any danger. Like
not right now. The people are
cool.
They're running into you sometimes, but yeah, there's no real danger.
All right. Let's go. Okay. So
yeah, just
catch up with
I have my laser pistol out as we approach Tubman.
Hey, Tubman. Winnings, please, and our weapons.
You would see a rock remain behind, just helping these kids. It's towards the gate of the city.
Okay, just leading them out into freedom, out into the wastelands. Okay. The man in the tub, he's just shaking his head. I can't believe it. Just take your stuff and there's satchels over there and there's a vehicle. It's freshly filled up with gas. And, it looks like some like old Ford Mustang, perhaps. It's like half Ford Mustang, half garbage truck.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Tubby.
It's got gas in the back. It's yours. Just take it and get out of here.
All right. So there's room for our bikes in the back.
Yeah. Just don't hit the red button up front. That's all.
Cheers, Tubby.
Nobody knows what it does.
Don't be a stranger. We'll be back someday.
Get out of here. I never want to see your face again.
Well, one more question for you, Tubby. The Bone Scribes. Where can we find them?
Well, they're a little off in the distance there. They have a cave system that they live in. Why? Do you have thought you said you didn't have any. Oh, that's why you wanted the kids. I understand.
We just have business with them.
Yes, just head to like the south there a little bit. Yeah, you'll see it. In fact, they have a shipment soon. Want me to put in a good word for you? Tell them you got some kids.
Yeah, you can tell them to expect something soon.
Sure. Yeah, outside the city limits there, the westward gate. I'll tell them that you'll meet them there. Is that good?
Sounds perfect.
The westward gate, yes. Just be careful. I can't believe your thing won.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean forward and put on as serious a face as I can as I'm kind of cupping the shotgun in the crook of my arm, and I just look at him. I say, "I hope for your sake that you're being serious and not playing us."
Yeah.
Because
Better not be a trick.
No, I'd never trick you. I mean, you know where I'm at. You just come back here and do bad things to me if if it's like an ambush or something.
yeah, and I kind of lean forward and put the shotgun right up to his nostrils, and I say, "All right, we'll remember that."
He like splashes you with like his feces water as he lifts his hand up in the air. I promise, I never steer you wrong. I never steer you wrong. And he like his lips are slavering, and it's like sort of like splashing your face.
God, I hope we don't have to come back just for the stench.
I promise. I promise.
Prestidigitation right now.
It's all good, baby. It's all good.
You got a baby wife?
Oh dear.
Yeah, Westward Gate. You'll be fine. Everything will be taken care of. You bring the kids, and it'll all work out smooth.
Well, sounds too easy. What do you think? Are we going to trust this plan, or I don't know? The guy's living in feces. I mean, what's he got to lose?
Oh, come on. I'm trustworthy. I change my water once a month.
Oh, okay then.
Oh. Oh, spider goats.
Okay. We're going to meet Locke at the gates with the truck. All right.
Yes, your Mustang garbage truck has a nice purr to it.
Yep.
Locke looks at his companions when they arrive with this truck that loads the kids up onto the truck. Says, "You guys deal with it, the booms. I'm taking them back to the gang, and then I'll catch up."
All right, let's head to the gates.
Okay.
All right, so Locke takes the children off in the direction of your home base, off in the distance there, away from the city, and you just see him riding out there, and the kids following suit, just following behind him. I think you go right to the westward gates, or do you do something before you do that?
I think that we should kind of hang back and watch to see if it looks like it's going to be an ambush. We should also give Locke some more gas, because you said we were about half a tank, so we should probably fill up his tank.
Yeah, there's some extra gas canisters in the back, the garbage truck section of the vehicle. You top them off.
Yep.
I'm going to examine, when we were waiting out the storm, I found the chest full of the vials of, is it what you said is a cloning serum?
Yeah, cloning serum is what the instructions seem to report that they were.
Can I glean anything else from the instructions?
It says to ingest and then wait 2 minutes.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that.
All right, so he cheers your compatriots and down the vial. You'll see that your skin starts to like pus up and like boils start to form. And it's sort of, you just look inside the boils and you see, looks like there's about, let's roll dice here. There's 3 different versions of yourself starting to form in these little bubbles. little
nice.
humanoid little things that are slowly growing. They sort of like flop off and sort of like splat down on the ground, but they're starting to grow at an incredible size, at incredible speed, I guess. They're probably about the size of a small dog right now.
All right. Are they still growing?
Just more
Yep.
mutations.
Yeah, they're just
Okay.
yes.
All right.
They're probably about the size of a small child now. They start to speak in your voice.
All right.
Hello. Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Ouch, this hurts.
Well, what handsome devils you gentlemen are. Listen, we need your help.
Well, yes, of course. What would you like? What would you like?
So there's 3 of them?
Yep, 3 of you.
All right. I'll give one my pole arm, one my bike axe, and one my sling.
The one takes the sling and wears it like a set of underwear because they're all naked.
By the way,
he's got like a sling set of underwear. It's like a G-string or something. I'm quite fetching, aren't I? You got any clothes there, dumbass?
Well, let's see what we can rustle you guys up.
That's right. It's kind of chilly. Well, not really. But
Are there any like tents nearby we can barter some clothes with?
there's an old woman sitting on a pile of garbage close by.
All right. I'm gonna go over
got
and
a
offer her some cans of food if she can find some clothes for.
Oh, food. What's in them cans?
You know, some spam.
Oh, oh my! It's been so long. What do you want? What do you want there, mister?
We need clothes for my 3 cousins here.
Oh,
yeah.
they're probably like they're almost to full growth now. Well, oh sure. And she just starts taking off her clothes right in front of you. Here you go. Here's my skirts.
Oh,
And here's my jimmies.
I turn away. The modesty settings kicking in.
She takes off her shawl and she throws it at you. Oh, I can't spam. She starts caressing it.
All right.
All right,
guys.
job done.
Make do with what you can.
All right, so you're sort of set up, I guess. You're saying that you want to set up and watch the westward gate and see if these bone scribes show up. Is that correct?
Yeah. And if they do, we might need to take them down. So we'll just need you guys to rush in battle. Just follow my lead.
You see my eye stalks just kind of nod in unison.
Speaking of which, yeah, it's that time again. All right, so Ash, you now have a killing sphere of 25-foot radius around you of deadly mental energy.
Wow.
It reduces everything to like 1 hit point, and they have to make a saving throw or die.
Wow.
So that programming sort of pops into your head.
Killing sphere, 1 hit point.
Yes,
radius. What's the radius?
25-foot radius around you.
Okay.
It's
nice.
centered on you, though.
So I go, everything goes, yeah. Okay. 1 hit point.
All right, so you have that. Jared, you can smell radiation 60 feet away. You're immune to heat and fire. He's got a bunch of them. And you can regenerate 10 hit points per day. Let's see here. Ned, why don't you roll a d6 again? See what stat goes up.
A 6.
All right, I think that's is that charisma?
Yeah.
Your charisma is going to go up 4.
Okay. That would be a
It's
20.
Jaren.
Can it go that high?
Sure.
Oh, I'm a
Yeah, I can
charming
actually.
fellow.
You're a charming MFer there. All right. So Ash got the killing sphere. Jaren's got all kinds of funky stuff. Ned. All right, Dave. You can turn damage. You can concentrate, and you can turn 3d6 of damage the first round. And if you continue to concentrate, like the next round, you can turn 4d6. The round after that, 5d6 of damage. So basically, the power of your mind, you can deflect damage, if that makes sense.
And I just have to concentrate. I can't attack, though, right?
Yeah, you can't concentrate. You have to just concentrate on deflecting incoming, projectiles or energy, swinging weapons, that sort of thing.
Is it only on me or anyone within a radius, or?
No, it's however, yeah, it's flexible. So feel free to be flexible with it.
Okay.
As long as you're concentrating on that ability, you can do
Nice.
that. Protect your friends and whoever else.
I can do that. Okay.
So as you're waiting around, you see that the bone scribes have apparently shown up at the westward gate. You can kind of see them off in the distance there as you're outside the city. They're covered head to toe in bone armor. You can even see it from here that the bones are scribed and they have inlaid paint in the words and like reds, blues, oranges, silver. They're very colorful, and the white of the bones contrasts strongly with the red sand of the area around it. But they're waiting at the gate.
How many are there?
There's currently, let's see here. There's currently 7 of them.
Okay.
They look like they're ready for a fight.
You seem like they have their weapons ready, but they're not brandishing them. Some of them have pistols. Some of them have just melee weapons, a sword, something like that here and there. It doesn't look like they have a ton of weapons, though.
How long would it take Locke to drop the kids off and catch up?
I'm guessing we'll just say that they'll have this encounter, and we can kind of fudge it. So we'll just sit back for a little while, listen in, and then you can jump back in. Does that sound okay?
Sounds fine, and I would have loaded my bike up on the truck.
Okay. Leading kids off into freedom. Very cool idea. All right, so they're there. The bone scribes are waiting for their kids that, as we just mentioned, were marched off towards your headquarters.
All right. Well, let me walk out with my clones and just kind of approach whoever's in charge and say, "Yeah, it seems you guys are trafficking in children."
Well, the tub man, he set up the meat. Where's the merchandise?
Well, that's the thing. We're looking for merchandise. We're looking to acquire an RV full of children. We heard you have them.
He sort of stops talking and looks over.
I ride
looks
up.
you up and
I
down.
ride up alongside, just to show that he's got backup.
I'll do the same with the dogs. This time I'm concentrating as I'm doing that.
Okay.
Up on the side.
All right, concentrate.
So,
must concentrate. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. He said he's looking up an RV.
ORV.
You're from those. What was that? The Dawn Screwers? is that your little ragtag bunch of freaks off on the fringe?
If it's money you need, we can pay handsomely.
Oh, we're gonna get all kinds of good stuff from them youngins that you donated willingly, right? Oh, what are you doing here? You're not gonna get them back. They're gone. They're on the train.
Oh, they're on the train, huh?
Stacked them up like cordwood we did back in the boxcars.
Where's the train?
You've got some balls coming here, even though you're a freaking droid.
Okay, I pull out the last grenade and activate it.
Oh, sweet.
I
It's
don't
been
let
3
it off.
rounds.
I don't let it off. I just ready it. Okay, it's
Okay.
activated, primed, ready to go.
And you're being obvious about it, sounds like.
Yeah,
Right?
because he called me
How
a
much-
droid.
Whoa, hey.
Just a little beep on the thing.
You set that off, you blow yourselves to high hell, too.
I turn it off again.
All right, man.
Anyone
I'll give you a little bit of
got anything
respect.
else? Get on it.
So,
We've come a long way. We want our kids back. Give them to us or die.
So this meeting is just all hogwash, huh? You don't got no kids? Now, are you going to trade some other kids for your kids? Is that the deal?
Yeah, I think you misunderstand. This is a business meeting, so let's talk business. So,
All right, business. I could deal with that. What do you got that's worth your kids? Probably not much. Unless you give us
Well-
that sweet ass ride you got over there. What the hell is that thing?
oh, that's the finest wagon this side of the town. But
Is
if
that
we
one of
give
those
that to you,
those dump stangs?
you know what? Why don't you guys climb in the back and check it out? Yeah, get in the back part.
Well, what they got back there? You got some like sweet gizmos or something?
Oh, hey, if hardworking slaves
Wait,
is what you need, you guys need to go in the. All need to climb in the back there and check out the merchandise.
Oh my! So you sit up front, and in the back you put the slaves. All right, I could deal with that. Let me look at this thing here. Yeah. So what's all these gears and stuff back here? Looks like it's pretty heavy duty, right?
Is he
So
in
they
the
don't
back?
get out. Yeah, he climbs in. He's looking around. But like I said, the other 6 guys are sort of like standing around.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the red button.
Oh! Hey, whoa! Hey, wow! Wow! He sort of like he gets his arm and his head out before the crushing mechanism like just severs it off the rest of his body. And then someone's gonna have to need to roll a d6.
Ned,
Who
you do
feels
it.
lucky? You want to roll high? Who's gonna roll?
I'll roll.
Okay, I got a 2.
The 1.
Ah.
Oh, damn it. I looked over and I saw a 6, and then
All right. So the other 6 guys that are there don't like that their leader just got crushed to death in the back of a garbage truck.
What?
So they take umbrage at that. So they're gonna just start coming at you guys. All right. So once per. Let's see here. What's your armor class there, Dave?
my armor class is 16, but I want him
nice.
to hit me. 'Cause actually, it's 5d6 now, right?
The prevent, yeah. You can prevent damage, yeah. But they don't because they don't hit you. You don't
Dang
prevent it. They're missing with the one has a club, the other one has a sword. He tries to stab you in the gut, but he just misses you utterly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Ned, what's your character's armor class?
2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, plate armor.
All right, so one of them slashes up the side of you with this like razor blade decked hockey stick. The other one starts to stab you with like 2 of these long spears that he pulls out from the side of his vehicle. He's trying to stab you with them, but both of them miss. And what does the droid have there, Ash?
Oh,
What armor class?
I have to resort back to the stun gun because I've forgotten all my training from when I was a military synthetic. So I'm just like a personnel droid winging it now, totally, with the stun rifle. So what can I see? There's 2 people attacking.
Yeah, 2 of these bone scribes are attacking you. You guys lost initiative.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to find your armor class at the moment.
So I'll shoot. Armor class is, where is it?
Yeah, trying to find it real quick.
4 chainmail and dex, it says.
Okay, only 4. 1 is going to hurt you.
Yeah.
You're going to take 7 points of damage. It sort of slashes and rakes up inside of your like open cavity that you have there, and then in your chest. Sort of cuts you up a little bit inside there. All right. And then it's back to your initiative. So each of you has 2 of these bone scribes that are stabbing you, whacking at you with weapons. They haven't pulled any pistols or anything yet. It's all close range stuff.
All right, I'm gonna tell my clones to join in on the attack.
Okay. They have your same attack bonuses.
So we will have Attack of the Clones here.
Just tell me what you roll. Just roll 4 times. You get 2 on you.
Okay. All right. You said they have my same bonuses.
Yeah, same attack bonuses. Yeah.
Okay, so these are all melee attacks. Let's see. We got are there crits in this game?
Yeah. If you roll 20.
Okay. So the first roll is a natural 20, so that's going to be 22, and then a 17.
Nice.
And then a 9 and a 9.
Okay. So why don't you describe the critical? I won't even make you roll damage for that. Just describe how you slaughter one of these bone scribes.
All right. So that'll be the clone who has my bike axe, and he just does a nice split right down the center of his head, just cracking apart, the skull helmet he's wearing. Pulls it back as blood and brains kind of squirts out, and the bone scribe just slumps to the ground.
Okay. The other attack, why don't you just roll your damage for that? I think you said that's why don't you roll a d10? That was probably the pole arm, I'm guessing.
Yep. All right. Oh, that's a 10.
Oh, nice. All right. So describe that one as well. So he falls down to the ground as well.
All right. So the clone with the pole arm does a little scream and charge and skewers the guy right through the gut. And the bone scribe does that, what that orc does in Lord of the Rings, where he kind of grabs on it, pulls himself up, and screams in the clone's face, and then slumps dead on the ground.
All right, so your 2 are dead. There's 4 left. Dave, you have 2 targets, 2 of the bone scribes that are trying to hack at you and make you die. So
Okay,
one on the left,
at this
one on the
point,
right.
I have to concentrate. I can't attack, right?
That's true. So you're protecting your fellow compatriots right now. Is it what you can?
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm holding my hands out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to hold my hands out and basically look like I'm concentrating and thinking really hard, and just looking around and just sort of calculating the field and watching the weapons, and looks like I'm prepared to do something, even though I'm not sure what's going to happen just yet until it happens. So
wow, cool.
Okay, that's sort of like a determined look on your face, I'm guessing.
Yep.
All right, Ash, you got 1 on the left and 1 on the right, trying to cut you to pieces.
All right, I'll shoot the one that's nearest, I guess, the one on the left.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the stun rifle. So I got 14.
Oh, okay. That's going to be good enough. Yeah.
That's a hit. Yeah.
Make a save.
2d4. Oh, hang on. It's just a stun for 2d4 turns.
Okay. He will slump down. So
3 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that one is down and unconscious, but not dead.
Yeah.
All right. Who feels like rolling a d6 6 for this side in the next round of initiative.
I rolled a 1 last time, so I'm gonna let someone else do it.
Okay.
All right.
Quattro.
Quattro?
Whoa.
All right. I actually rolled a 5. So they're going to go first.
Okay.
The 2 that are on Dave, let's see here. Where do they go? Roll dice here. Okay, one of them goes after Ned and misses horribly. One will swing a clubbed axe with razors on it at Dave's character. And that one will hit. It only does 4 points of damage, but because you're concentrating, that doesn't happen. It sort of deflects at the last second.
Okay.
And one stunned at Ash's feet, but the other one swings, and gets a 20. Well, that's not good. All right. That's going to be 22 damage. The hockey stick just like breaks through into one of your arms, and sparks fly out. There's wires hanging out of your right arm. It's sort of it's hanging there, almost lifeless at this point.
Wow.
Is it cumulative or
All right.
will it?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
So
Yeah.
technically, or would a crit even get through it then?
Yeah, we'll say that's right. I forgot about that. All right, so we'll just say that happens, and then it's almost like you watch time reverse. You see it come back out of the droid's arm, and then everything just go right back to where it was.
That's cool.
We'll do that. All right, so it's your initiative. So we'll go with Ned and his entourage wearing the old lady clothing.
All right.
So there's one on you right now. Dave has one. His character has one on him, and Ash has one as well.
All right. Well, I'm gonna shoot at the one closest to me, and that's a 6, which I don't think will do very well.
You roll a d20. Yeah, that's gonna miss.
Okay, and then Battle Axe Clone actually rolled a 20, so that's a 22.
All right. So why don't you describe how you kill that one?
He swings actually at his leg and lops it off, and the Bone Scribe just falls on the ground, and then the other 2 clones come up and just kind of kick him to death.
Splat, 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 splat. Okay. All right. Dave, you're still concentrating, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. The last 2, let's see here. They don't like the way you're looking. They're seeing all this weird stuff happening. So the last 2 are actually going to focus in on Dave's character.
Okay.
And both are going to miss. The weapons just kind of swing right by your head. One tries to take out your knee and misses just by inches. And then Ash, so you have 2 people on Dave's character right now.
Okay. Yeah, I guess again with the rifle, I'm just like buzzing all over the place at the moment, so just taking loads of damage, but I just managed to get a shot as I'm sort of, I don't know if you see, it's a 4, so rolled a 4. No, missed from all the damage taken, just like shot into the air.
You'll see the stun blast go right past one of the faces of the clones, and the clones are starting to melt. Their skin is starting to turn into like milk, like a milky like substance, and sort of run down their limbs and their face. It almost looks like they're just like wax figures that are just melting in the sun.
What'd you do to him?
They didn't bake them long enough.
That's true.
Okay.
Fought too soon.
All right. So, I think it's here. All right. At this point, the last 2 Bone Scribes are going to try to take off running. So they start
So
they turn their backs to you and then they head out. Do you try to pop them? Do you try to let them go?
Yeah, can I take a shot at one of them?
Sure.
And that is going to be 16.
Oh, that's good enough to hit.
All right. The laser pistol, that's 5d6. So 21.
The laser pistol sort of like slashes through the guy, like at an angle. The top half of him just like slides off the bottom half. He just collapses into the dust. Dave, are you still concentrating, or do you do something else?
Well, they started to run, so I can drop the concentration and fire my shotgun.
Sure.
So, let's see, 17 plus additional 4 is 21 plus my standard bonus. So,
so roll some damage.
3d6.
Uh-huh.
So that's 5, 11, 14 plus an additional d6 because of the.
Oh, yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
So 19 points total.
I want you to describe how he dies.
Okay. So the shotgun blast comes in from behind and catches him like at the base of his spine. So it's a, center mass. And it just causes his whole midsection just to explode forward as he just kind of breaks in half, so to speak, and sort of stumbles and falls. Falls into a heap on the ground.
Just a big
and
pile
the dogs go forward and start licking on him.
The dogs have a nice feast. They munch up the still warm remains of the bone scraps.
Wasteland dogs,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One of them is passed out, right?
Yeah, one is passed out at the synthetics feet.
I have some manacles, so I'm gonna shackle him up.
Nice.
And is Jaren, are you back yet?
Yeah, we'll say that by this time, you guys were waiting there to see if they would arrive. He had enough time to get the kids back home, and we'll say that some time passes. Maybe like 20 minutes later, he arrives at the scene here. So, Jaren, come on back.
I would say Locke would pull up. You would smell an extremely strong smell of gasoline and coming from his bike, soaked all through his clothes, everything. And says, "What did you find out?"
Well, seems like they said they loaded the children up on the train.
Yeah.
So we got to catch the train.
Yeah, and we have a prisoner here, so hopefully he will be kind enough to tell us where to find the train.
What's going on? Oh God, my head hurts.
It's okay. You're in safe hands. Where's the train?
Oh crap! Wait, what happened? Oh God, why can't I move my arms? What'd you do to me?
We're taking you to the train. Do you know where it leaves from?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll tell you. You're gonna let me go though, right?
No, you're coming with us.
Well, I can give you directions. You just follow our track. You follow our tracks back. You don't even need me. Say, look, just go that way.
You're coming with us. Maybe we'll let you go if we get the kids back.
Oh man!
As soon as he says follow the tracks, Locke looks over and says, "Hand me the energy grenade."
Okay, I pass it over. You've got
Open
it.
He primes it, says, as you guys catch up, and he takes off down these tracks,
Beep,
Gonna
beep,
head
beep.
straight for the engine.
Whoa, what have I done? After him, quick.
The lights are flashing on the energy grenade, and the guy's just staring at it. Oh, no, no, no!
Oh
The
no,
guy's
I
like,
just primed it. I haven't set it off yet.
oh, okay, all right. Oops.
I'm going to take out the train.
Yeah, he's driven off with the energy grenade.
Oh, okay. I thought
So
you
he's
blew up
taken
the
it
guy.
off me, and then I thought he was going to threaten him, but then he drove off on
I
his
see.
own towards the train. So I'm like, after him, quick! He's gone mad. Stop him! So we don't
Alright.
want him to take himself out. So
He's off.
I follow, and hopefully bring that hostage with us.
Yeah, I'll throw the prisoner in the truck and follow after him.
The dump stang falls in the distance. It's not as mobile and agile as the little bikes with motors, but it bumps and jumps all over the place. This rough terrain.
Moves faster than a regular dump truck, but you know.
Yeah. All right. So in the front,
So he's ahead
we
of
have
us.
Locke.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ahead of you since he just took
Yeah.
off. So Locke, and then you said Ash, you were right behind.
Yeah.
Okay. Then in the back, there are the other two in the dump stang. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Locke would look over his shoulder, says, "You guys go for the back of the train."
All right. Okay.
And he
Yeah.
continues to drive towards where the engine will be.
I ask our hostage how far till the train.
Oh, it probably already left. Gonna have to catch up with it, I think.
I'm gonna reach over and thump him in the eye.
Ow!
Looking.
What'd
Try
you do
again.
that for?
Try again.
Try again. Try what again? What are you talking about?
Where's the train?
It already left.
Okay, so where's it going?
Down the tracks.
All right.
So we gotta go.
Aren't
We
you the
gotta
bright
go
one?
faster than a train on our bikes. I reckon it's possible.
It's just follow the tracks, man. It'll get you. It'll get you there. That'll head back to headquarters.
Do we have any
and then
like?
you can find the tracks that way. The train tracks.
Do we have any like turbo boosters or anything to make our bikes go extra fast to catch the train? 'Cause if so, I want to use it.
Do you want to try to?
If
Why don't
we
you try
have
to make a
anything like
technology
rocket
roll?
fuel. Okay,
Just-
let's see if it's
See
packed
if
any
you can
rocket
overclock
fuel.
that engine.
Oh, it's a 1. I rolled a 1, so that's not.
Oh
is it?
wow, no, that's actually good.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good thing. Yeah.
Combat is high, skill test
Yeah.
low, I guess.
So you'll see the. Well, how would you describe it there, Ash? How
It's
do you
just
make
like-
your?
There's just
You'll
like
go
it's just
fast.
like rocket fuel that just goes onto the side of the bike like little rockets, and you just press a button and it just goes. You go flying off into the distance.
So I'm guessing you pull this rocket out from inside of your body somewhere.
Yeah, it's like
and just attach it onto the bike.
twin jets that get attached to the bike basically, and then propel it insanely. It's very dangerous, but it gets you there quick. So I don't know. Is that a roll for the party? Have we all got those, or is that just
No, it's something you did to your own
that's
bike.
just my
Like,
bike? Okay.
The only thing
Yeah.
that makes sense to me is that you pulled out some sort of old technology or
Yeah.
energy
Like an
source, something that
like
is
an
part
old,
of you.
An old jetpack sort of thing.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe at one point that was installed on your back, but you just. So yeah, sure, that's fine. So you catch up to Locke as he's heading off in the distance. And sure enough, eventually you start to hear the sound of a train heading away, sort of in the distance, and you can kind of see the
Right.
back of the train. You come across the tracks. So you're riding along the side of the tracks, and you can see the train heading away from you. But it just seems like you're catching up to it slowly.
Locke would just keep going.
Yeah, and I'll try and ride alongside the rear of the train and wait for the others to catch up. Trying to work out how to get on the thing at the moment.
Can we see the train yet?
Yeah, you can see like the caboose right now, like the
Alright.
back of it. It kind of looks like cattle cars, and you're starting to see like hands like reaching out between the slatted wooden like frame that they're composed of.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ditch my bike and make a jump. It's quite
All
a
right,
Man,
thing.
that's a sweet ride too.
Oh,
the Vesper's gonna hit the dust. All right, so
Oh,
you're
man.
gonna like drive towards it and then leap off of it.
alongside
So,
and leap. Yeah.
yeah, how about you give me a dexterity roll? Try and roll low underneath your dex score.
Rolled a 10. So what's my
Dex.
dex?
Oh yeah.
13 for dex.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
yeah,
That's good.
just.
So you leap over, and you sort of grab onto those wooden slats, and actually, as you
Yeah.
do that, the hands reach out and grab a hold of you to help you.
Ooh.
Help, please,
Nice.
please help! They're gonna kill us.
Don't worry, we're here. The backup's here.
And meanwhile,
Everyone stay
Locke,
calm.
Locke is kind of buzzed alongside, sort of traveling up to the side of the train to try to get up to the locomotive. And it's very. It looks like it's been built together from all kinds of different train engines. It looks like it's haphazardly put together, bolted together. There's car parts. It's just a strange assortment of metal jammed together. But you seem like you're just like riding alongside of it now, and you look over. There's just like this old woman with half her face missing. It's just been replaced by this like metal slab. Her eye is sort of like dangling out of the socket, but it seems like she can see out of it. Every once in a while, she'll just like reach over and lift it up and point it at you. And she pulls up a shotgun. So what do you do?
As soon as I see the shotgun, and I quickly assess how close I am to the engines.
You're probably about 10 feet away from them right now. Like you're sort of like riding alongside.
Okay, I would lean in towards the train and send my bike skidding underneath it towards. And as soon as I get underneath it, boom! I let off the grenade.
Oh wow! So are you lobbing the grenade, or are you literally?
Oh
just
no!
driving into the front of the train.
Biking me is all soaked in gasoline, so I'm holding a grenade. As soon as I get underneath it, boom.
Okay, and this is actually very interesting. I see what Dave posted over there. All right, so you kamikaze yourself right into the front of the train. There's this enormous explosion, but it's weird. Like you feel the heat, you feel the pain for a moment, but it just you're hurled away, and nothing seems to have burned you or hurt you at all. You're just sort of like hurled, and you're spinning and tumbling, and even that doesn't hurt. And then you sort of like slam up against the side of this scrubby tree on the side of there. You see the explosion in front of you. You see the train just lurch sideways. The engine just lands sideways on it and just scrapes down the side of the tracks. But the rest of the train just follows suit. Just one car pulling the other one off the tracks and just slides into a giant heap all on top of each other. And poor poor synthetic holding onto the side of the train. Let's see here. Why don't you try to make me like a dex roll, or try to just leap off, or do you have another idea? As the train starts to tumble and toss.
Leap off. 14. Okay. Oh, I've just failed it by 1.
Just failed it.
So I get damaged, or
you would think so. But you have this steely-eyed, staring character looking over in your direction, and there's the sweat beating off his forehead. And you land, and you expected it would hurt, and then you'd break an arm off or something from leaping off the side of a train. But no, you're perfectly fine.
Hey.
I'd like to think that it's almost like that the wizard in Conan. He's almost like at this point he's almost mastered it too. But he also looks like he's kind of constipated at the same time.
Well, it's good too because Ned's character's, I'm guessing he's driving, so you're just like staring through the window of the dump stang, just preventing all this from happening, and just you just see this giant pile of train cars and just like hands like reaching out, help, 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 help us.
As the screams go off, Locke lands against the tree, banging his head against it. And right before he passes out, he says, "Atonement is made."
Nice.
Are the train cars like sliding? Are they like stopping, or is this thing still going?
Is it still on the track?
They fell sideways and then slid up into like a giant pile. Oh, okay. And the pile of train cars has now stopped, and there's hands reaching out, screaming, "Help me!"
Oh, okay.
All right, let's pull up on the dump stang. I'll jump out. And
you want to go check to see if there's any surviving bone scribe members, and I will, as I'm concentrating, start directing the kids to the. Can I do that, Tim, while I'm concentrating? If I figured that out, that I can at least kind of.
If you want to prevent damage, you literally gotta sit there or stand there and like kind of like stare at them. Like your eyes kind of bulge out a little bit out of your skull. If you want to try to interact and help the kids, then that'll break.
Okay, so I'll leave it up to you and I'll just keep concentrating then for the moment.
All right, I'll hop out and see if there's any bone scribes. I guess I'm looking out for the woman with the steel face.
Okay. Sure enough, you'll see her sort of crawl out from the engine, and she still has that shotgun. And she fires it off in your direction, and you're staring at it, and you literally just see all the shot just like reflect away from you as there's this strange protective barrier that's around you.
Okay. Can I just go ahead and shoot her?
Sure, why not?
All right.
She's screaming something at the top of her lungs, but it's incoherent. It seems like half of her face doesn't work, so the words just kind of like mumble out of the other side of her face.
All right. Well, I rolled a 7. Do I get any other bonuses for?
No, not really. All right. So the shot misses wild. And how about the synthetic?
Oh, I'm kind of just in a bit of a mess after jumping off that train, so I'm just sort of dusting myself off at the moment, rather than.
You hear the shotgun blast.
Where's that coming from?
It's coming from this woman with this half metal face on top of the engine that's on its side, and she's shooting at one of your compatriots.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So I don't know. Like, would I be able to ready a weapon after falling off that train? Or
sure. Yeah, why not? So you got Rebecca.
So I've got a bow. I've got a bow I can try. I'll try the bow, I think.
so the idea of an android using a bow is pretty wild.
Been saving this for the right occasion.
There you go.
14.
All right, so why don't you describe what? Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry.
Why don't you describe how you slaughter the half metal faced old woman who's laying on top of the upturned locomotive engine.
Okay, so he gets up, he dusts himself off, and he thinks, right, now's the time to use the bow. And he's just got a few arrows. He's only got a few arrows for it. So he readies an arrow, looses the string, and hits her in the neck. Straight through. And sorry about this. Hold on a sec. Hold on just a minute while I roll a dice.
Oh, it's okay. She was pretty beat up anyway from the.
Oh yeah, she's
wreck.
she's bleeding. She's not out of action completely, but she's bleeding through profusely through the neck. Blood going everywhere.
She sort of slides off the side of the locomotive, lands roughly on the dirt and the wooden slats underneath the tracks. But it seems like she's the only one on the train. There's nobody else there, other than the prisoners, of course, who are still screaming, "Help me!"
Yeah. So go over to help the prisoners next. Definitely.
Bust off the locks and they start climbing out, thanking you, hugging you, giving you gifts.
Is the woman still conscious?
Yeah, she is. She's breathing raggedly on the ground. She seems she's kicking out at nothing there.
Yeah, she's got an arrow in her neck.
Can I go over and just knock her unconscious, or do I need to make a roll for that?
No, you can just pop her in the face.
All right.
Yeah, what do you knock her out with? Yeah.
If you take the arrow out, it'll probably finish her off. I say across to you as you're heading over. Take the arrow out, just to be sure.
Yeah, just yank that out, man. Just yank it.
Yeah, I'll pull the arrow out.
With it.
All right, you rip out half of her throat with it. There's the sickening, tearing. The basic android from before would love to see all this tearing flesh happening. Mr. Doom Cycle himself. But yeah,
do I see Jaren's character around?
Yeah, he seems like he's just laying back on this stumpy tree. You're not sure if he's unconscious or not, but he just looks like he's just sort of checked out, I guess.
All right, I'm gonna head over to Locke and just walk over, kind of give him a pat, and say, "You made the bike axis proud."
This would kind of snap up Locke out of his days and says, "Well, bike axes or not, I can only hope I made my job proud."
Definitely.
So, given some time, you've gotten all the passengers out, and you find, lo and behold, everyone that was taken in the RV. There's a lot of people that come up to you, just I didn't think you'd come get us. Here you are. And one of them runs over and grabs onto the synthetic's legs and just crying.
All right,
Glad to be of service. Don't thank me. Thank the humans and the replicant. Are you all humans? That's a good question. We got a replicant, a synth. What are the other?
There's Jaren's playing a mutant human.
Mutant
and
human.
Ned's playing a pure human who
Pure
can't be
human.
mutated.
Okay, I see.
He's
Yeah, just to check that now, 4 hours into the game. I just wanted to double check.
Locke would tend to be a stand-up, all banged up, bruised, smelling like gas and sulfur. It says, I need a ride back.
Don't look at me. I don't have a bike anymore. It's back in the dirt somewhere. How many bikes? Do we have like 2 bikes left now?
Let's see here. Yeah, Doomcycle took
Yeah.
one. Doomcycle, and then
And I blew mine up.
you blew yours up in a very heroic fashion, I might add. That was awesome.
So I guess
down to 2.
we still have the bone scribe prisoner. I guess we'll just kind of kick him out and say, all right.
Free to go.
Without taking his manacles off at all. Just kind of leave him in the desert.
Well, thanks. And he just starts running off into the distance.
Hey,
Brilliant.
one last thing.
What?
Don't mess with the bone saws ever again.
All right. And he starts running in a different direction.
I guess we get as many kids in the dump stang, and everyone else can kind of trail behind us as we head back to civilization.
Yes, you load them in the back of the dump stang. They're hanging off the sides. They're crawling on top and sitting down. Yes, the sun glints off the red sand of the wasteland, and you feel a strong sense of victory and achievement.
Awesome.
You've reclaimed what was once yours, and everyone in the wastelands will respect those who greet the dawn.
Respect.
As we pass the city, awkward look at his companions, points to one of the girls they rescue. She takes my place. And he heads into the city with his battle axe. And he's gonna go kill some more slavers.
Nice. And that is another story.
Doom cycle. Doom cycle. Yeah, Doom cycle.
Yeah, yes. Things will be different now that Doom Cycle is in charge. Now that he's been reconstructed and deified.
Nice.
Oh, great
We have a lot
stuff.
of blind citizens now.
That was brilliant.
I'm glad everybody had fun.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that.
awesome.
It was awesome.
So it must.
I tried to mix in a lot of silliness. So.
It must be quite
What's that?
late where you are now, right? Like 4:30 or something, or
Yeah,
3:30.
it's 3:30 a.m.
Yeah, so it's 8:30 here. The sun's just come up at the end of the game, so that was pretty awesome.
Wow, the dawn is breaking. That's beautiful.
That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
That was.
Yeah.
I got a mechanics question. So, what was the D6 mutation that was going on? Was that just random radiation exposure, or?
Well, actually, as per the rules, every character has mutations to start with.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was more fun to give them out during the game. As you're traveling, like, oh, I got another head, or I can click and like echolocate something. So yeah, and there is radiation. You can get good mutations and bad mutations as per the game rules, but yeah, that's probably more for like campaign use than like a one shot.
I'll definitely play it again if any of you guys are up for it. Like, let me know. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I kind of played it off as part of the radiation sickness that made me into a mutant.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine in the setting. That worked out really well. But how about we just go around here and you got any final words there, Dave? Anything you want to say about the game, or I don't know, whatever.
No, I think it was great to finally meet and play with you guys. My name is Dave with Mornblade Gaming, and it's been a blast. Great BrigadeCon opener, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave. How about you, Ned? Any words of wisdom? And it was nice to meet you, by the way. This is the first time I've ever interacted with you. So.
Yeah, it's good to play with all you guys, and yeah, I think Doom Cycle was my favorite.
Doom Cycle. Doom cycle. Ned, do you have any like blog or channel or anything you want to talk about?
Oh, I have a blog, Sphere of Annihilation, which I try to post regularly, but I'm a teacher, so I've been pretty busy this fall.
Okay. If you got time, would you mind putting a link over in the chat? I'll try to
Sure.
I'll put it in the video description when we're all done, when it gets uploaded. And how about you, Ash? Any thoughts?
Yeah, enjoyed it as always. Good fun, and it was good to play with new people as well. That was really good fun. I don't think I've played since probably about a year ago with RPG with our IT game. So it's been about a year without gaming. So I really enjoyed that. So it's great. I was a little bit rusty,
Nice.
but it was good for me to game with new people, and obviously with you again, Tim. That was, it's good to have someone familiar in the group and new players. So
yeah,
it was really good fun.
Well. Yeah, I didn't think you were rusty at all.
Well, it's like when you get back into it, it comes back, doesn't it, quickly? But at first, it's always a bit nerve-wracking.
Hopefully, I wasn't too gruesome with my descriptions. I was trying to.
Oh no, I loved it. That made the game.
I was actually offended, but I wasn't going to say anything. I'm just kidding.
Man, I thought that guy in the tub that kind of grossed me out.
Yeah. I could actually smell that thing that you were describing. It was like,
how about you, Jaron? Any final thoughts or anything?
Well, I'm Jevin D&D Power Up Gamers. I thought it was a full start to BrigadeCon. Definitely nice to experience something outside of 5th edition.
yeah.
And just head over to BrigadeCon.org and make a donation, pick up a t-shirt.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I kind of dropped the ball on that, actually, didn't I? Wow, that's a bad GM. Yeah, BrigadeCon.org. You can donate for Child's Play charity and help out kids that are stuck in the hospital, because I can't imagine being stuck in the hospital for long stretches of time. That's got to be just awful. So go to BrigadeCon.org for the widget there, and you can donate, like I said, or you can get a t-shirt. So thanks to everyone that's watching. I think we got up to like 10 viewers at one point there, which I'm impressed being up this late. So that was cool.
Nice.
And, hope everybody had fun.
Yeah. You guys playing other things for the rest of the convention? Have you got any other games lined up? Or it is late there, isn't it? So
for me, I have 2 more that I'm playing in, and a DM's panel that I'm hosting, and 2 events that I'm hosting.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
So I'm for 24 hours.
Wow, that's impressive. Excuse me. I'm running my Shadow Children game in roughly 12 hours from now. So it's 3:35 a.m. It'll be at 4 p.m. tomorrow for me. So I'll be doing that. Anybody else? Dave, you said you were you were thinking about doing something like Jared did. You're like, oh yeah, I'm not that young anymore. I'm not that spring chicken. So.
Next, I'm going to John Large is doing a New World of Darkness game. I think it's more like a hunter-based one. Should be fun. And then at 5, playing with Becky Rose.
Cool.
I don't know. I'm not a big Pokemon fan, but it has a really interesting spin on it, so I'm going to check that out. And then I'm going to sleep for, I think, 3 hours, and then playing Jake Norman's game in the afternoon. But,
nice. That sounds like a great day.
Watch some panels and stuff.
There's still lots of spaces available for games if people are watching and want to get involved. Go to the website and sign up for something, because there's still players needed. So
yes,
do it.
In fact, one of my games, Fairy Tale Adventure at 4 p.m. Has 2 spots open up. because of players canceling.
Right. I've got like a role master game, I think. Like the guys that made Middle-earth Roleplay. What's that system?
Yeah.
Ice, is it? So like lots of tables and charts and things.
Oh man,
I'm
you're
a
talking
player
to me,
in
man.
that.
I'm a role master GM from way back, so that's gonna be cool, man.
I only have the books. I've never actually played it. I've only ever collected the source material from, for Middle-earth. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's not Middle-earth we're playing, but it's that set of rules.
Yeah, I think it's in the Harn setting actually, which the Complex Games Apologist is doing a bunch of videos about the Harn setting. So
right,
that's cool.
Cool.
Ned, how about you? You planning anything after this?
No, I don't think so. But this was cool because I haven't gamed since the summer, so
yeah,
this is like my fix.
So how'd you find the game, Ned? Was it just off the website, or did you?
Yeah, I don't know if I saw it on Google Plus maybe, but I saw the link for BrigadeCon, and yeah, I put it in my calendar when to sign up, and when the signups came, I was looking for a game that fit the time, and I was like, Mutant Future. Well, I love Gamma World, so I'm gonna try to grab a spot. So
nice, that's awesome.
I really enjoyed the setting actually, like the whole Mad Max Thunderdome thing going on, and yeah, that was cool. And I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4, so it was perfect. Good fun.
All right, guys. I think that's gonna be it. I'm just gonna hit the call here and close up shop. But thank you very, very much for playing, and I think it worked really well.
Yeah, thanks again for running. All right,
Yeah,
guys, take care.
definitely. You all take care.
Have a good one.
Good morning.
Cheers.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.